Cowboys at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs have lost 5 in a row, and they limp home from the Rodeo Road Trip with a record of 1-8. They're back home tomorrow night, taking on Oklahoma City in the Frost Bank Center. Lisa Campos, the athletic director of UTSA, announced today an estimated $57 million investment into facilities and capital projects for UTSA athletics. Includes a new state-of-the-art volleyball and basketball training facility.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day. Hump day. Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump day!
Hump day!
You got back just in time, Minix.
Dude, I could not miss hump day.
Perfect day to come back.
Absolutely. I don't even know what day it is.
It's
Guess
hump
what day it is?
What day is it?
One more time. Let's go with some feeling.
Guess what day it is?
Hump day!
Hump day!
Best day of the week.
How's everybody?
Everybody's good.
Here we go on this Wemby Wednesday. I'm glad I could go to Vegas. I'm glad I could go to Vegas for a couple of days and come back and the Spurs didn't win while I was gone.
Well, did you expect them to?
No. No. And I won't tell you if I won any money on the Spurs not winning.
Let me tell you something. The last 3 games, I will give the Spurs credit. They covered the spread in each of the last 3 games.
You know, I was talking to a guy at Circa the other day. And he kind of said the same thing.
Yeah.
That the Spurs are getting to the point where they're a tough bet because they're making progress to where they're now covering spreads, which the spreads are so big, it's hard not to.
Right.
I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I could not miss a Wednesday.
Well,
your hump days.
Well, and of course, I'm glad you're back for that. You need to be. It's very difficult to not be back for that. But look, dude, I would love to give you all the credit in the world. Minix, you were not the star of the show in Vegas.
I was not.
Your wife was the star of the show.
Absolutely.
You were nothing more than a spectator.
It was all about my wife this trip. She's been working and planning on this and training for this rock and roll marathon for about a year. And I'll be honest, when she first set it out as a goal, I thought, well, this is a bad idea. Not her running the marathon or half marathon, but in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
At night, because it's a night race.
Which I think is cool.
It is. It is a very cool experience. And I'm glad it was her and not me, because you know how we are. And so you get to Vegas and you're drinking on the plane out there and you're, like the idea of.
It's a rule.
It is.
It is.
So we get there on Saturday, and some good friends of mine that I've known forever, Carlos and Lisa, my buddy that lives in Kansas City, Mel, shipmate from the USS Seattle. They were out there. My daughter went out there. I mean, it was, all encouraging mom. And, but Saturday, we're out, we're doing. Joanna's like, all right, well, we went and saw Carrot Top, which is worthy. It's a hell of a show.
That's good.
Carrot Top hates the Dallas Cowboys. He's got a part in his bit where he's like, the Super Bowl is here. Everybody thought the Cowboys were going to be here, and he's a prop comedian. He grabs a football helmet, a Cowboys helmet that has a tissue box in it, and he pulls a tissue out, and like always, the Cowboys make it cry at the end. I mean, I can't get away from it. Damn Carrot Top.
Carrot Top giving you hell.
And I actually did well at the Luxor Casino after the show, so I was happy about that.
Nice.
And then John was like, all right, well, I'm going to bed. Oh, what?
Quit being a
what? I got to run tomorrow. All right. So
you don't have to run until nighttime.
Well, I mean, she's had to rest, and there are lots of things that go into marathon training that unless you do it, you don't really know. Like when do you eat? Because when you eat and when do you and there's you don't need to do that in the middle of a race. So there's I don't know rules to this that she's been following in training. So she went to bed. Me and the kid, we stayed out gambling till 3:30 in the morning. That was nice.
Yeah.
And then Sunday. Joanna wanted, well, I got to rest up. I got, So me and the kid went to the punk rock museum, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Joanna would not have enjoyed that. So it was great. And then we're getting ready for the race. We're meeting at 1:30 and the race starts at 4:30 and we're doing all the pre-race stuff. And we get there and she's in her starting line area. In her corral, there's 14,000 people running this thing.
That's incredible. I saw that.
And so we get over by one of the bridges at New York, thinking, all right, well, this is as close as we're going to get to be able to see her take off. Right. Well, the race starts at 4:30. Well, here comes people. And then here's another corral of people. And I texted Joanne, I'm like, where are you? They're like, I haven't even moved yet. She didn't actually start till 5:10.
Really?
The way they stagger the starts. So we see her take off and run. And we're like, well, now what the hell do we do? We got 3 hours. So we went to dinner, started drinking, having a good time. And then I get a text. I'm at mile 11. Oh, crap. We got to go because now we got to work our way to the finish line to see her there when she finishes, which we did. And she finished in 3 hours and 6 minutes, which beat her goal of 3 hours, 10 minutes, which her goal was to beat my time when I ran the half marathon in 2011. Eric and I did it. Back then, we did it in 3 hours and 10 minutes. So Joanna's goal was to beat our time, which she did. And then the party was on.
Nice.
Except for, we were partying for a while, but, my wife just ran a marathon. She was, again, ready to go to bed.
She didn't have some coconut milk and party on. You pour a little vodka in there, or rum or something?
A lot of beer. A lot of beer, and then a lot of vodka Red Bulls. And
all right. Yeah,
and then Monday was her Vegas day. Which was a lot of fun.
Now, I bragged on you while you were gone. You got her a nice massage, didn't you, on Monday?
Well, we canceled that.
Oh, you did?
We canceled that.
Why'd you do that?
Well, I had a spa booked for her. All this great stuff, and I was telling that to April Lancira, who has really been a big help to us through the training process. April ran the half marathon with me back in 2011, and giving Joanna advice on all this. And so I was like, all right, I've booked the massage. I've done this. What else do I do? And she was like, cancel the massage. I'm like, why? Because she won't want anybody to touch her.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she'll be so sore. Right. She's not going to enjoy it. That's a bad idea.
All right.
The intent is good, but that's a bad idea.
Wow. Okay.
So I canceled the massage.
All right.
Then I got in trouble for canceling the massage.
Yeah, well, she wanted the massage.
Well, she thought she did, but she was like, yeah, you're right. I probably, although Tuesday, she was more sore than she was on Monday. So now she has scheduled a massage for, I don't know, whenever she did later in the week, wherever, somewhere here.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, now you're obligated to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she know there's one there. Yeah, she's taking full advantage of it.
You got to do that. But look, you can't just go to a regular bar. You got to send her out to La Cantera or something. And I'm talking about the Marriott out there. Because you were going to give her a high-dollar massage at a nice resort in Las Vegas. You can't just send her to a Massage Envy now.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing, but it's got to be. It's got to be schwanky. It's got to be out at
Robert
the Marriott
place. I mean,
yes,
dude.
Now don't be cheap. You were going to pony up in Vegas, so now pony up in San Antonio.
Now, for the record, after the race, we're eating dinner sort of in the sports book at Bellagio. There's nothing going on. It's late at night, but there's tables, and she finished the race. She was hungry. We had all eaten. It was
food's good in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we go to the sports book. They've got great food there. And the lady that walks around that just ladies that just do massages in the casino.
Yeah.
She did do one of those.
Oh.
That was $40.
Okay. Well,
does that not count?
The last of the big spender.
Does that not count?
That does not count.
It should count.
It doesn't count.
The thought counts.
No, the thought doesn't, unless it's attached to a credit card. Then the thought counts. And I don't, dude, no. I'm not going to let you get away with this. You can't do that.
Well, I booked it with the right intentions.
You did.
And I'll blame April Ann Sierra for telling me to cancel it.
I have a feeling if we were to ask April Ann Sierra right now, she would agree with me.
What?
That it needs to be at a high dollar place with all the ambiance and the robe and the nice shoes and the music playing and the waterfalls and all of that good stuff, just like it would be in Vegas.
Huh.
Yeah. April would agree with me. I would bet the ranch.
So maybe not when I had it planned, but do it another time. Maybe I should just go back to Vegas and we'll do it.
Well, that could you
I mean,
could do
March
that.
Madness is right around the corner.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do that if Joanna wants to wait that long.
I mean,
or you could do 2. I mean, why not?
I thought we were friends.
We are. But, for anybody, and I, you talk about April and Sarah and what she does, it's incredible. But to run a half marathon, a marathon, or whatever the heck, dude, I admire that because, first of all, it's just not something that interests me. That's number one. Number 2, I can't do it. and I don't know if I'd want to train for it. So there's that. So I have a lot of respect for folks that do that stuff.
It is pretty incredible. And when you're around it, like a rock and roll marathon, when they do it here in San Antonio or seeing it out in Las Vegas, it does inspire you to want to. Although I've done a half marathon, I never want to do that again. I like 5Ks. I've tried a 10K and I haven't recovered from my last 10. That's when I hurt my foot and calf and stuff. And I haven't been able to do anything really of distance since. But it is cool being in that kind of environment.
I did a 5K, but or it may have been a 3K.
I thought you did a Tough Mudder, which is like an 8K.
Kind of like no, it wasn't an 8K. This was a Tough Mudder Junior. And I don't know what you call it, but it's not a Tough Mudder. It's a couple of levels down. But yeah, you had to do all the same stuff, right? You had to do the burpees and climbing the rope and
run over fire.
Carrying this, I didn't run over any fire, but carrying this rock thing up a hill, and it was, and we trained for that. Bill Taylor and I, and we did it. It was a made-for-TV event for us.
So you did it for work?
Yes.
A lot of things we'll do for work.
Of course.
Yeah.
Some are more fun than others.
Some are definitely. Excuse me. Glad to be back in this allergy-filled studio. Yeah, no, it's a great weekend, though. Proud of my wife for setting a goal and accomplishing the goal.
I'm proud of her, too. I told her so this morning when I saw her. I'm proud of her.
Yeah. Yep. She, I guess, is going to order a bumper sticker now. This is 13.1.
Good. She should do it.
I need the one that says 0.0.
Is it going to have a little Las Vegas symbol on it?
I don't know.
I'm sure you can get one of those.
I mean, the problem is like at the expo, where you go pick up your packet and all that kind of stuff. You can buy all your crap there ahead of time. So she got the I finished sweatshirt before the race.
All right.
So if she would have bailed on it, she could have still.
Well, she was
had
obligated
the swag
at that point.
Yeah, you got to earn your sweatshirt.
You have to. She's not a quitter.
No, that she's not. She set a goal. She accomplished it.
That's cool.
Awesome.
We're proud of her.
Yep. It was a good trip that was all about Joanna.
Good.
Except for the massage part. Because
you're going to take care of that because we're going to make sure that you do.
Are we?
Oh, yeah.
Are we, huh?
Yes.
We are, huh? Are we?
Yeah.
Are we? Pledge, why are you holding up 2 fingers?
Because Joe said 2 massages.
Oh, 2 massages. That's right.
Wait a minute. I agreed to 1.
Well, Joe said 2.
Well,
you got to do the one here and then the one
and then one in Vegas again. Because you can't skimp on holding that experience, keeping that away from her. I mean, that's an experience all to itself, and so you gotta fulfill that experience.
Yeah.
There's something about getting a massage.
It's a great idea, Jim.
It is.
It is a great idea.
Something about getting a massage in Vegas. It's like nothing else.
Absolutely. Well, I think maybe we, you should set one up for Maggie. I'll set up one for Joanna, and they can go have a girls' weekend or whatever Saturday morning while we go play golf, and
that's fine
and then do that in Vegas too.
Sure, why not? I'm in.
So you're in for 2 massages too, huh?
Of course.
Yeah. Then he's gonna say, "I never agreed to that."
It's on tape now, is it not?
It's like a beer bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on tape.
Exactly.
I got that.
Call it
That's the
JW
other
and get
thing,
that
too.
set up.
And Vince reminded me, we saw it yesterday. You see, Emmitt Smith's got a steakhouse in Vegas now.
He does.
He does. Just opened yesterday.
Huh. And Vince already has reservations, according to YouTube.
How about that? We talked about it yesterday, and it just kind of popped up on my notifications, and I'm like, wow, who knew?
Huh. Well, apparently Vince.
Apparently.
I did not.
Well, I think Vince should thank me for letting him know about that.
I expect a full review when Vince gets back from Las Vegas.
Very nice.
Absolutely. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're like Vince watching on at YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. If you're there watching, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. Again, make sure you subscribe. I got an email. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Tell
Maybe
your
you're
friends.
listening online at espnsa.com. You can use the share button as well. We appreciate all of it.
Yes, of course.
The Spurs had a stellar rodeo road trip. One more win than Reinagel thought they would get, but it didn't come last night. They got their ass kicked yet again. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you totally understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not one based on the driver who treats the highway like a racetrack and the shoulder like a passing lane. Why pay a rate based on anyone else? Get one based on you with DriveWise from Allstate.
Not available in Alaska or California, subject to terms and conditions. Rates are determined by several factors, which vary by state. In some states, participation in DriveWise allows Allstate to use your driving data for purposes of rating. While in some states, your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Generally, safer drivers will save with DriveWise. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
When Cynthia came to TurboTax, she just launched her new side gig, a true crime podcast.
I'm a first-rate detective with a golden voice.
As her TurboTax expert, I made her second income count by guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and her maximum refund.
What did she do with that refund? Find out next week.
Switch to Intuit TurboTax and make your moves count. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Did you know one of the best investments you can make? It's in yourself. At My Computer Career, in just a few months, you could start your new career in the high-demand, recession-resistant field of information technology. Isn't it time you invest in you and start a career in networking, cybersecurity, AI, or upskill to boost your current IT career? So, get the ROI you deserve at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Start now at mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Tonight at 7, it's the Aggies and South Carolina on your home for March Madness. 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Wemby Wednesday. You can always participate in the show at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix on Twitter. Dial up 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. So I leave for a couple of days. Joe spent some time on the morning cuddle doing anything but. Went off on the San Antonio Spurs. They made a video out of it, and people lose their mind. And all you did was say the truth and talk about stuff that we've talked about here on the Blitz for a long time. This season has been disgusting. This season has been disappointing.
Horribly. I mean, it was just, and I'll be honest with you, it was so early in the morning, I'm not really sure exactly what I said. So I had to go back and
pre-coffee Reinagel.
Well, actually, that might have been 3 cups in. And at that time of the morning, they don't even work.
Yeah. Oh.
So, it's
wasn't
really
a jittery Joe?
No, it wasn't. But look, it's true. And people can lose their minds if they want to. But the fact that they've won 11 games this season with what everybody considers a generational talent, and the Spurs, quite frankly, just have not, to me, they've let him down this year. Now, he's improved, and if you want to say, well, that's what it was all about, okay, fine, you can argue that. But they've let him down. Pop said at the beginning of the year, I've got it in writing, so there's no dispute, because there were newspapers that did reports on what Pop said back then.
We have the audio.
We do. And, this year was about wins. Wasn't about just winning 11 games. I don't recall him ever saying that. So, yes, it's been a disgusting year. And last night is a perfect example of everybody's going to look at that. And it reminded me a lot of the Dallas-Green Bay game. Spurs were 18 points down going into the fourth quarter. And they, the final score looks respectable.
Yep.
But it wasn't. It was an ass-kicking the entire night on the part of the Minnesota Timberwolves without one of their best players.
The best part for me last night is I got to see and listen to Bill Land. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And knowing the battle that he's going through, I was glad to see him on the call and trying to figure out why he was, that's the trip. You're going to Minnesota. Sean Elliott's there. Then during the broadcast, his daughter was going to school there. So that's why he's going to Minnesota, because, he spent some time with his kiddo. Because I was surprised to see both of those guys and happy to see both of them. Not happy with what I was watching as they end up going 1-8 on the road trip. Got their ass kicked by Minnesota. The game was not close. It was never close. Now, I know there are 2 Spurs camps this year. And I think ultimately we all think the same. How we express the frustration of this season is different, because you've got your one camp, which is the camp I'm in. I'm effing pissed because this is not what I expected.
No.
I am fully aware that it's a young team, fully aware that Wemby is a rookie. But I expected more this year than 11 damn wins. So I express it differently. Then you have the camp that says, well, they're a young team. What did you expect? They'll be good in a couple years. They'll be back winning titles. You got to be patient.
No.
Well, ultimately, we both know we're not winning this year, but our frustration is there. Now, whether Pop should still be the coach of this team, Well, that's a whole different debate, right? We didn't start the we haven't won in a long time clock over when we got Wemby.
No,
it's still there. And again, Pop laid the expectation in training camp when he said this year is about winning. And so when I saw your video and everybody reacting like it was the first time I don't understand, except for you're numb to losing and just completely buying into the Spurs coffee of it's going to be fine. Give us time.
No, I'm not about that, and I want to apologize for it. It's not about being patient and trusting the process. No, because I look at this team the way it's constructed right now, and finally, the last 2 games, I'm seeing a Greg Popovich that I actually recognize. He benches Keldon Johnson in the game before this one, and then yesterday actually benches Wemby at the end of the second quarter.
Well,
and Jeremy Sohan, by the way, both of those guys.
And Sohan hasn't played well since he won a trophy at the All-Star game.
Not at all.
He's been awful. Wemby gets benched. What the hell is the point of benching these guys now? That's what I don't understand. I mean, early in the season, when you're trying to get them to learn from their mistakes, the puppy pees on the floor and you rub your nose in it. Where was that in November or December?
It wasn't. They got a treat for peeing on the rug.
Now you're doing it. It makes no sense. Wemby, though, afterwards, well, I mean, we're all held accountable.
Yeah, I mean, we're being held accountable for our mistakes, and this is the only way to get better. And we have to make those mistakes to get better. But it's, I mean, the quicker the better.
Yeah, the quicker the better. But why now? It's February 28th. It's almost March. If you're
it is almost March.
If you're getting benched, if you listen to what Wemby said, that would have been beautiful in December.
Would you save that soundbite, Pledge, for eternity? Because when Wemby says we need to be held accountable, maybe we need to play that more often, and Pop and everybody else needs to hear that. Because for some reason, Pop has had an epiphany, and now he's starting to hold guys accountable. And I hear your point. It's like, why now? What's the point of it now? Well, at least I recognize this head coach. I recognize this guy. I didn't recognize the other guy that started in October up through this point.
It's almost as if they've hit a cycle where, all right, I've tried. All right, I'm going back to my old ways.
I want some nasty.
Or
out of Pop.
The frustration is there. He was cold on his walk to dinner before the game. I don't know.
Something.
But again, there's been times this year where it's just hard to read where Pop is at. Pop post game. What was the entire post game? 29 entire seconds with no questions.
Well, you can't win games when you give up 30 points off turnovers. That's the bottom line. Every time we've done that this year, we've gotten our butts kicked. So that happened again tonight. Everything else is pretty irrelevant. Last game, we gave up 34 points off turnovers. So that's the deal.
I mean, he sounds disgusted, and I'm happy to hear it. But I wish it would have started a little bit earlier in the season. But at least we're getting the vintage Greg Popovich that everybody's used to now. And that disgusting tone, that disgusted with the players' tone. I'm here for it.
So
I want more of it.
What I'm hearing from Greg Popovich, because we know this team lacks sharpshooters.
Yes.
And so if they're running plays properly and taking the right shot or close to the right shot, if they're getting back on defense and they lose, Pop's happy. But when they turn the ball over with careless mistakes, when they're not running the right plays and that leads to turnovers or they're lackadaisical, that's what Pop can't handle, is what it sounds like. That's when Pop gets really pissed. And there's been a lot of that post All-Star break. At the same time, we're at the point of the year, even though this year wasn't about tanking, it was about winning. That's what we were told at the beginning of the year. This year, we're about winning.
It was.
Now, you're at the point where every win is bad for the team because you're at a race for the bottom to be one of the worst 3 teams. so that you get the maximum amount of lottery balls. I mean, you've got to reset your goals and act accordingly, don't you?
Well, I mean, I don't think they have any choice. I'll be totally honest with you. I mean, do they? They went out and we were giving them credit for moral victories against Sacramento, against the LA Lakers.
They played well.
They played well, sure, but they still lost.
Sure.
So,
but that's good. Play well and lose.
But that's the point. I don't think that they can determine whether they're going to win or lose the rest of the season. It's not up to them. They just they stink. I mean, it's just the way it is. They're not playing well. And, I'm getting Brian Bartles over here, and I guess he's trying to make the point is you got to trust the process, the youngest team in the league. Well, Oklahoma City, as Pledge just put up here on the board, is 0.3 points older than the Spurs. The Oklahoma City Thunder had a ton of draft picks. They went out and made a trade.
Yeah.
And they got a guy that's the best player on their team now.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to see something like that.
Trae Young.
Well, perhaps, or somebody. That's why I'm looking forward to the upcoming offseason to see how aggressive this team is going to be. And if they're not aggressive, quite frankly, it's really going to piss me off. This team has got to be aggressive this offseason.
They really do. And Brian Wright, most of you wouldn't recognize him if you were standing in line at HEB next to him. But that guy's got to figure some stuff out. He's got the title. I wanted Spider Mitchell. There was a time, not right now. It's give me somebody.
Something.
I mean, put some legit players around Wemby, who, as bad as last night was, made some plays. He made a play last night blocking a dude. Like, remember in junior high, you'd play basketball at the gym with the varsity guys that were all way taller than you. Well, everybody's always been way taller than me, but and they just block you from behind the whole. Yeah, he did that in an NBA game last night.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible at the NBA level. He can make guys look silly. Give them some help.
Well, I give some, and I know the play you're talking about, but let's face it. 7'4" versus 5'9". Okay, I mean, that's quite the mismatch, not to mention the fact the play.
Still NBA.
I know, but the play was the guy went up and got his own rebound, tried to go back up, and that's when Wemby just put a roof over him. So, I mean, I get what you're talking about.
With a 4-year-old on a Nerf basketball court in the bedroom, not in an NBA game.
Well, it's exactly right. But, I mean, it was an unfair advantage for Wemby.
It's not fair. It's not.
It was an unfair advantage for Wemby.
Well,
it was.
Give him some help.
Look, I'm with you. I'm on that bandwagon. This season to me is just completely lost. And, we were talking about this yesterday. What do you do now with Wemby? Do you shut him down after he's played 65 games and just put him in bubble wrap?
I don't.
I mean, I don't think so either. But they're not doing anything this year. And I don't think a lot of these guys he's playing with now are going to be around next year. So what is the point other than to get him some reps and to keep him playing? And I think that's what he needs.
And that's the most important thing right now. More NBA action.
Yeah.
See everybody.
No doubt.
See everybody as much as you can. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. There was an interesting rumor that really isn't going anywhere, but it is fun to talk about in the ever-changing world of college football. And we could get a third signing day. We'll talk some college football coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First of all, I've got a message for you that's going to change your dental game in just 60 seconds. Let me ask you a question. Are you fed up with the same old dental routine? You know what I'm talking about. Those endless trips to the dentist, dealing with missing teeth, temporary fixes that never seem to stick. Well, I've got the answer. It's Doctor's Implants. Look at Doctor's Implants. They're board-certified oral and facial surgeons. They're ready to transform your smile. Don't let old-school dentistry hold you back any longer. Embrace your future with full-mouth dental implants at Doctor's Implants. You can check them out for yourself at doctorsimplants.com. But here's the kicker. When you call them at 210-640-0000, tell them that I sent you, Joe Reinagle from the Blitz. You're going to get a complimentary consultation and CT scan. Your journey to that perfect smile begins at Doctor's Implants. So don't wait. Call them today, 210-640-0000.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the San Antonio Spurs are back from the Rodeo Road Trip, and they are on the hunt for their 12th win of the season. Will it come tonight against Oklahoma City? We'll get into it. Also, the NFL Combine rolls along. The Dallas Cowboys continue to make headlines. We have thoughts. You have breakfast. We start at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Febreze. Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When a cold comes on strong, try DayQuil's Severe Honey flavor. The daytime, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, Honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a Honeylicious taste, so a cold won't slow you down. Get back to your day feeling relieved, enjoying the delicious flavor of DayQuil Severe Honey. DayQuil Severe Honey flavor soothes your symptoms with a delicious taste. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Our Spring Golf Classic coming up on March 25th, so less than a month away. You can get signed up at sasportstar.com. If you're watching on YouTube, you can use that fancy QR code right there on your screen. Does benefit the Will Smith Foundation, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. It's going to be a great time, March 25th, out at the Golf Club of Texas. Make sure you get signed up. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not, go there. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
By the way, Jason, we got an update yesterday. You weren't here, but we only have 11 teams left.
Woo!
11. That's it. Now, that was yesterday. I don't know where that stands today, but if you're thinking about getting in, you need to get in.
Get in. Definitely want to get in. Definitely. Don't wait till the last minute. I mean,
don't do that.
This thing always sells out. I did see some emails going back and forth and details coming up, the after party, because we're going to Golf Club of Texas. So complete opposite side of town. So our after party is going to be at a place apparently 10 minutes from the golf course.
Nice.
I saw emails. So instead of saying, I want to make sure that everything is done.
Yes.
I think it is.
Yes.
But the proper way to say the place and all that kind of stuff. I think we've been there. We show prepped one time out there.
I think so.
When we were doing a broadcast at Texas Chair Liquor.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
So we always meet somewhere. And I think that was either before show prep or maybe with drinks with AD after. One of the two.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. All right. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
But I got to check.
I got you.
But yeah, so Golf Club of Texas, then the after party. Always a great time.
Always a good time.
Always a great time. SASportsStar.com. Get yourself signed up. A little bit later in the show, do we have a specific time for this, or is it at my discretion? In the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to give away Hosier tickets coming to the Frost Bank Center.
Take me to church.
Take me. Yeah, you knew that.
Of course. Why wouldn't I know that?
Because Pledge must have told you yesterday.
No.
Did you give some away yesterday?
And Monday as well.
Oh. So Pledge told you?
What we did. Pledge didn't say a word.
It didn't say a word, huh?
No.
Not a word.
Well, maybe a phrase.
Take me to church?
Yeah. But I actually know that song. Now, I didn't know it was Hosier that sang it, but.
Would you call it Hoosier?
It looks more like Hoosier.
Hosier?
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 Hoser. I did have to ask him how you say it. Hosier.
September 24th.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big show.
Allison Russell. Who is she?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know either?
No idea. The only famous Allison I know is Krause.
Okay.
And unless she got married to some dude with the last name of Russell, it's a different person.
But isn't Allison Krause country?
She is.
Yeah, so why would she play with Hosier?
Sometimes they mix the bills to fill a stadium.
Oh, yeah?
Like I saw Fall Out Boy and Wiz Khalifa one time up in Austin.
Wow.
Two very different crowds.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Don't know.
But Allison Russell will be opening. Very special guest, it says. I don't know anything about Allison Russell.
I don't either.
If you do, let us know.
Please do.
I know my cup of tea, I'm going to see Disturbed tomorrow night up in Austin.
Oh, yeah?
At the Moody Center.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it'll be great.
They're playing with Falling in Reverse.
They are, but I get off work at 6.
Ah, you're going to miss that part?
Because there's 3 bands. It says show starts at 6:30, which I doubt. But doors are like at 4. So maybe. But by the time I get off work at 6 and drive to Austin, I figure I'll 7:30, 8 o'clock before I walk into the arena. Right?
Yeah, but Disturbed won't play till what, 10?
Probably 9.
Yeah.
9:30.
Allison Russell, by the way, is a 4-time Grammy winner.
Well, whoopee.
How about that?
That's fantastic.
Now, it doesn't say what
did she win Grammys for?
Brand of music she plays here. Songs? I don't know.
Dude, you're in her Wikipedia page. It should say her genre right there.
No, I wasn't in her Wikipedia page, actually.
Oh, really?
I was,
you weren't in her Wikipedia?
No, there was a CBS News article there that I jumped on. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird. I mean, Pledge just pulled up on our screen here, even photos of her, and she doesn't even look familiar.
No,
so I'm sure she's fantastic. She's probably one of those
pop,
which is why I like to go see opening bands, because a lot of times those opening bands have a song or two that you've heard.
True.
But
yeah,
you don't know their entire catalog, or you don't know who they are. She's probably that way. I mean, when you're on a big tour like that and you're an opener, you're generally a pretty good up and comer. You open, and then eventually you're headlining. Or
somebody's opening for you.
Or I mean, you think about like Pat Green, who's playing Flores Country Store on Saturday night. Pat 4 or 5 years in a row was on the #1 country tour as the opener, right?
Yeah.
Some pretty damn good living.
Yeah, man. Yes. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. It's pop, by the way. That's what she sings.
Pop.
Pop. That's her genre.
Literally, Pledge just said that 4 minutes ago.
Oh, he did. Well, I just saw it.
He really did.
Because it says so right over there.
It says it right there.
Genre.
Yeah.
Pop.
I mean, I'm glad you're paying attention.
She's from Montreal, Canada, too. Did he say that?
She's Canadian, eh?
Tell me what it's all about.
Vince Trevino says Allison Krauss is bluegrass. Well, yeah, we know that. But this is Allison Russell. It's a different Allison.
Yeah. She's into pop, Vince.
Well, she's not into. She sings pop.
Well, she's into it then, obviously.
Oh, well, okay.
I don't think she'd sing it if she didn't like it.
Well, you never know. If that's how you're going to make money. I mean, somewhere, some agent along the way says, if you do this, you're going to sell a lot of records.
Well, did you see, who is it? Beyonce? He's got the #1 country hit on the charts right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, and there's a lot of country stations that refuse to play it because it's Beyonce.
Really?
Yeah. Glad you're paying attention to the news. You should Google that too.
Well, I didn't know, but I just knew she's got the #1 song on the country music charts.
And a lot of country stations are refusing to play it.
And I haven't heard it yet, but Maggie has heard it, and she said it's good.
Maggie, your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says it's good. I'll have to listen to it.
It's one of those songs that if you didn't know, you would not think that's Beyonce.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you wouldn't know if it was Beyonce if you were listening to a Beyonce song.
No, I think I would. Now, what was the name of Beyonce's group before she was Beyonce? Destiny's Child, right? Isn't that what she was in?
She's been Beyonce for a long time.
Well, you know what I mean. Before she was just Beyonce. Wasn't it Destiny's Child? Wasn't she in that? Yes. So they sang at was it the Super Bowl in Houston? I believe that was it. And yeah, got to see Beyonce.
Yeah.
And the other two from Destiny's Child.
The children.
I wonder what happened to them, and I wonder if they're like pissed. Damn it.
They're all I don't know, having lunch at Neiman Marcus while doing shopping.
Well, I'm
bitching
sure
about what they don't have.
I'm sure Destiny's Child, the other two, are doing just fine.
They're all just fine. They're all just fine. College football, on the other hand, is not just fine. I don't understand what they're doing in college football. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the calendar in college football and how taxing it is for coaches. They get no break, and it's going to drive a lot of great coaches out of the college profession, either back to high school or a lesser job in the NFL, just so they can have some sort of life, because they're recruiting 24/7 with the portal and the 2 signing periods. So there's been a lot of talk about adjusting, especially the early signing period, that has to move, because right now, the way it is set up, that December signing period would be the weekend of the first playoff game.
Yes.
Well, that's not going to work.
No.
So there's been talk about, well, we got to move it earlier or get rid of it altogether and go back to 1 signing day. Well, I see Pete Thamel today tweets out, NCAA football officials are meeting in Indianapolis this week to discuss calendar change for signing day. Here's what they're proposing. 3 signing periods.
3.
The last Wednesday in June, the Wednesday following the regular season, and the first Wednesday in February, which is the traditional signing day. So when I thought they might go back to 1, instead they're going to add 1, and we'll have 3.
Now, see, why not just do away with the one in December? I like the one in the summertime and the one in February.
The one in December is very important for 5-star recruits that are going to commit, graduate high school early at their semester, and they start college that spring semester of what would be their last year of their senior year, because they can play spring ball and play as a true freshman.
Now, I get all of that, but can't you do that if you commit in the summer?
Unless if you're not ready to commit.
Then you better get ready to commit.
Well, I mean,
it just seems like the one in December is it's just dumb.
According to the tweet and info that Pete Thamel put out, the 3-period model may promote football's scholastic recruiting model. 2 signing periods would occur before the opening of the NCAA transfer portal in football, allowing institutions to prioritize high school recruiting before 4-year college student athlete recruitment. Moving the December signing period to the Wednesday following the final FBS regular season contest may allow coaching staff, current and prospective student athletes to focus on the fall football regular season. The timing of the implementation of a 3 signing period option, an updated recruiting calendar warrants consideration. June, February, and it depends on your level of football. If you're a 5-star recruit and you have to work in your NIL aspects of it now, if you sign in June, you're signing before the start of your senior season. So I could see where that would be advantage for some that know they've committed as juniors or sophomores, get locked up and start collecting your money. But those that have great senior seasons, in the middle of it, their phones are blowing up, and you got December to make your decision, right? I look at the All-American Bowl, for example. Changes that the All-American Bowl, which is played every year here in San Antonio. This year was a rough year for quarterbacks in that game because the 6 that played in the game probably weren't the first 10 invited, but because they were going to their prospective campuses starting with next year's game, which is this year's, but it's in January, so technically next year. Junior quarterbacks are going to be allowed to come play in this game. So the top juniors, because the top seniors can't play in it because the college coaches say, no, we're not going to risk you getting hurt. You're already going to be wherever you're going to go.
Well, and it makes perfect sense. But instead of changing all the signing days, let's fix college football and what's happening. Maybe no transfer portal there. Or make it to where if you're involved in the playoffs, you can't transfer until you're out of the playoffs. Something has got to be. This 3 signing periods just seems like it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't solve anything.
I'm trying to figure out what it does solve. And I do wonder if there is more emphasis on the June signing day. Does that take some of the pressure off of the December signing day? Because if you can lock up most of the stars before their senior year, but my fear there is a big fan of high school athletics. If going into my senior year, I've already committed to Texas or Texas A&M or Alabama or Ohio State, and that coach says, don't risk a knee injury, sit this one out.
Yeah.
What will that do to high school football? And that's the one thing that I don't like about the June signing period for these superstars that have a lot of NIL money on the line. Will they skip their senior year of high school football because they've already signed?
Yes.
And
some of them will.
And that's the like when I first saw that was like, this is going to kill high school football in a sense of, if you've got a team, and I'll use the Reagan Rattlers for an example. Reagan had a great team. Kellen Mond decided his senior year to go to IMG Academy. If he played his senior year at Reagan, I think they could have had a chance to make a run.
Absolutely.
I look at South Lake Carroll, Quinn Ewers, completely skipped out his entire senior year. That was a team that could have won a state championship.
Absolutely, always.
And so are we going to have more of that? You sign in June, you're not playing your senior year for fear of injury. You go to school, and then in the spring, you're on campus. Or how many of these kids will reclassify as juniors, skip their senior year altogether, and get to college a year sooner?
Well, I've got the answer to that, Minix. Let's just start paying high school players.
That's coming.
How about NIL for high school players too?
That's coming.
Why not a transfer portal? Wait a minute. Guy's playing at Judson. He wants to go play at Madison, but he's getting a portal and go over there.
Recruiting in high school, and that's illegal.
Well,
you got to get them. You got to get an apartment on that side of town.
Let's change those rules. I mean, let's pay these kids. They deserve it.
I mean, then go to Cornerstone if they're going to do that.
They deserve it. Let's pay them. Let them get in the transfer portal 500 times. Let's go. I mean, why not? Hey, why not open it up for Pop Warner? Little NIL for those kids too.
Ooh.
Why not? I'm sure their teams are sponsored by Roto Rooter or somebody. Yeah, they can throw a little cash their way.
Little kids flag football brought to you by Roto Rooter.
My Pee Wee baseball team back in the day was Sponsored by Roto-Rooter. We had it right across the chest.
Our baseball team was Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. I'm telling you. I mean, somebody's making a lot of money with these sponsorships. Why not divvy it out to the kids?
Your sarcasm is dripping today, sir.
Dude, I mean, it's ridiculous. Fix college football so you don't have to worry about the signing day and kids skipping their senior season in high school. It's ridiculous. Fix it. And 3 signing periods doesn't fix it.
I know. I thought they were going to fix the problem. They made it worse.
Ridiculous.
The NCAA. Insane. At Joe Reinagel 2-0, at Jason Minix. What do you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. It got rowdy last night during that Texas Tech UT game. Longhorns roll through Lubbock, get a big win, but man, it was crazy. We'll talk about it next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. If you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Riding the 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
This is the time of year to enjoy life. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want this spring. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's a fact. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your body's own natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes have been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you. So you can walk, run, climb stairs, play golf, and move again, pain-free. No pills, no risky surgery. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have reclaimed their mobility. So take action now. It's a great use of your tax refund check, by the way. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Joel, it's fantastic to be a local business here in San Antonio.
Sure is, Nigel.
We always say, from the outhouse to the penthouse, we can plumb it and we can cool it.
And all that at a fair price with one easy phone call to 210-651-5899.
See, Joel, I told you I could do it without clowning around.
So what's with the red nose?
You can let go now. That's not funny.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number N16004, DACLA 000743445E.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there. Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we have represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Visit CordellCordell.com to take the first step.
Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell. The NFL is on. San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, the San Antonio Spurs limped back to the Alamo City. They're on a 5-game losing streak. They went 1-8 on the Rodeo Road Trip. They'll try and get back on track tomorrow night at home against the OKC Thunder. UTSA announcing an estimated $57 million investment all into facilities and capital projects for UTSA athletics. And the Aggies, they play right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star tonight at 7.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Here we go.
3-humper.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump
day.
See, you couldn't tell the difference. Like an echo.
In stereo.
Nice.
You and that camel. What's his name? Caleb?
Caleb the camel.
Caleb the camel.
Or Charlie.
Hump day.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing the guy, and that might be the best looking camel of all time.
Says Toe Reinagel.
That's it. That dude, one hell of an actor. Should have won the Oscar for that commercial.
You have no idea that he didn't.
Well, he might have.
I mean, you have no idea.
He should.
What's he say?
He says, well, he doesn't say anything. He never says hump day in that commercial. He makes somebody else say it. And it's hence the Mike, what day is it? And Mike, everybody's, and then finally they go, hump day. Yeah.
Hump day.
I could do without the yeah. See that camel on the screen right now? That looks like Reinagel. They're twins.
Hello, buddy.
He's Caleb, your toe. You're the camel twins.
The camel toe twins?
No.
No. I love that camel.
Your toe, he's Caleb, the camel twins.
Caleb toe camel. The camel twins.
See, if you're toe camel, and then you go last name first, then you're camel toe with the comma in there.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Well, sure.
Yes.
Depends on
Careful.
Depends on the pants.
Really does.
Yeah.
Really does.
Oh, it's hump day. It's Wednesday. Great day.
It is a great day.
Great day.
It is a great day.
Hump day.
I'm having a text argument with the boss.
Oh, you are?
I am.
Okay.
We've got these new promos.
Uh-huh.
And I don't really feel like I just heard it for the first time, and I thought, well, that's awful because it doesn't sound like San Antonio.
Right.
So I texted him. Now he's arguing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear this.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, the NFL minds are meeting in Indianapolis at the Combine, and lots of different news coming out of the Combine. A lot of talk. You believe what you want to believe, and you got to be careful with that. But at the same time, all the major players are at some point this week going to talk. Stephen Jones talked yesterday.
He did.
Said a lot of nothing about the Dallas Cowboys.
Pretty much.
But he did say something that I find interesting. I wanted this rule to change. I'm not losing sleep that it's not, because most people think, well, it's a fair rule. We talked about it with Dean Blandino when we were out in Las Vegas, right?
We did.
The proposed rule change about the fumble through the end zone, Stephen Jones, who is on the competition committee yesterday, said it's dead.
Yes, and I'm very happy about that. I hope little RIP for the thought of trying to institute something different.
Well, and again, if you're not sure what we're talking about, then you've been under a rock. But if you fumble the ball through the end zone and it goes out of the end zone, as an offensive team, you lose possession.
It's a touchback. Yes.
And so it happened this year a couple of different times. Everybody loses their mind because it's it's the most penalized rule in because there's a change of possession.
I didn't lose my mind.
Well, a lot of people did. I did. Well, and I say lose my mind. I just think the penalty is so severe that something they need to look at, because the defense does not recover the ball. So, but they get rewarded with the ball.
They do.
And so there was talk, are they going to change that rule? There was talk, but apparently that conversation has ended. They're not going to do anything with that rule.
Best thing Stephen Jones said yesterday, that rule is DOA.
It's the only thing that he really said yesterday that I found remotely interesting.
Well, he had a couple of comments, especially when he called out his Micah Parsons. Loved it.
Sort of. We'll get into that coming up here in a bit. If he didn't say Micah by name,
but you know who he was talking about.
But Joe knows who he was talking about.
Absolutely.
He's assuming.
No, I'm not assuming anything.
And you know what happens when you assume.
Well, you tell me who else called out their team, the management, the coaches. I don't recall anybody else doing that publicly other than Micah Parsons.
Well, that's fair.
Okay.
I mean, it might be a fair assumption.
I think it's a spot on assumption.
Well, of course you do.
Of course.
And I'm not arguing with you.
Good, because I'm right.
I won't say that, but I would agree with you on that one.
Yes.
So last night, Texas was playing Texas Tech in basketball up there in Lubbock. Rowdy game. As we know, Texas is about to leave for the SEC. So I don't want to say final time they're going to play, but final time as conference opponents. And Texas Tech's got a pretty good basketball team. And Texas went into Lubbock last night and just kicked their ass.
They did.
They literally rolled those guys. And there was a play about 10 or so minutes to go in the second half. And it wasn't a brawl, but it was getting testy. It was getting testy. This is what it sounded like on ESPN with one of the plays with Brock. What's his name? Hoffman?
Cunningham.
Who's Brock Hoffman? He plays for the Cowboys. There's only so many Brocks out there, right? But Cunningham could have been playing linebacker for the football team with the play that he made last night.
And there's Brock again, coming right at us. Oh, look out! Coming right at us.
Woo! And right in front of our table, tempers flare between these two heated rivals.
See, now that's what it sounded like during the actual play on ESPN. Right into the broadcast table. If you watch the video, the water bottles, dude, phone goes flying. I mean, there were a lot of stuff going on. And if you listen to the broadcast crew, first replay, how it was described.
Now here they come. Watch this. This is just good basketball.
What?
That should be a foul, and maybe a flagrant foul on Brock Cunningham. Watch the hip check right here. Ooh, they'll look at it. That should be a flagrant foul. It's at least a flagrant 1 on Cunningham, possibly a flagrant 2.
So it was a good basketball play, and in the same sentence could be a flagrant 2, which is what it was, which makes it not a good basketball play.
And Cunningham was kicked out of the game. And then that's when the water bottles started to fly out of the stands, and Texas Tech fans were not happy at all. They were getting their butts kicked anyway. But this was it was a cheap shot in my mind. It was a bad call or bad play on Cunningham's part. Both guys going for the ball, but Cunningham decided he wasn't going for the ball anymore, and he just knocked the crap out of the Tech player.
Although if he saw the highlights from the Pistons game a couple of nights ago, that looked like a pretty legal play. And maybe that's what he was thinking. That wasn't a penalty at the NBA level, although the refs did come back and say, yeah, we screwed that one up.
Yeah, they screwed the pooch on that one big time.
But all the bottles and fireball shots, which I'm guessing were snuck in. I love the amount of fireball that was thrown onto the floor last night. And it got to the point that the Texas Tech coach had to grab the microphone.
Hey, right here, everybody listen. Everything that gets thrown on the floor, we're going to get a technical foul. Listen to me. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Nothing else on the floor. Am I clear?
You think they listened to him? Would anything else come out on the floor?
No, I think it got pretty good there.
Well, I hope so. And that was much better than when our own coach here, Greg Popovich, tried to shame the fans for
booing.
Booing. Who was it? Number 2?
Yeah.
That's not who we are. Knock off the booing.
Yeah. Booing is fine. Throwing water bottles is not.
Yes, I agree with that.
Although, in fairness, in Lubbock, they are used to throwing things at sporting events, usually tortillas. And I credit Mike Finger with a great timely tweet. If you're up on Lubbock culture, it made sense. When did the tortillas get renamed Dasani? Because of all the water bottles that I thought it was a pretty clever tweet. And if you understand what the tortilla reference, it made you laugh out loud. If you're RJ Ochoa, it went right over your head. And I say that because RJ was at the house last night and he was like,
went right over his head.
Right over his head. Because I started laughing. That's a great tweet. And he's like, I don't get it. He's like, because, they throw tortillas. They do?
Wow.
It totally lost on them.
Well, tortillas are okay. They're not going to hurt anybody. Water bottles, different story.
True. But again, if you're used to throwing things at sporting events.
Sure.
And there was one kid who had a great mullet, by the way, which is typical Lubbock. Every stereotype was there. You had Fireball and a mullet and a guy that had 6 cops carrying him out of the game. Like he was not going to just walk out of that arena. They had him by the legs, by the arms. Literally carried his ass out.
And the dude was loving it. You see him? He had a big smile on his face.
Are you kidding? He's not buying a drink at a bar last night.
No, that dude,
hero.
And he probably got lucky. My goodness, that guy. They let him out. They probably took him outside, took the handcuffs off, and said, "Just behave yourself."
Because if they took him to the jail, I hope he didn't get lucky last night. If you know what I mean.
Well, either way,
no.
He might have gotten lucky.
I don't think that was what his end goal was.
Literally.
I'm glad you got the pun intended.
I did.
Without saying it.
Woo!
Right over your head.
The end goal. No goalie there either, huh? Holy cow. Woo!
Sure.
What else are you going to do in Lubbock? For real. You got to blow off some steam in Lubbock. Although I've heard some people that I know that went to school there, and
we all know a lot of people who went to school there.
A lot of nighttime activity happening in Lubbock.
Again, there's not much else to do. It's a great college town.
Absolutely, it is. Yes. Although I've never been to Lubbock.
What?
Never have. I don't think I'm missing anything.
The Buddy Holly statue?
Oh, that's great. So I'll go, let me drive 8 hours to go look at Buddy Holly's statue.
You got a couple of good bars.
Well, that's fine. I need a floater.
What? What the hell was that? Play that one again.
I need a floater. Dude, we got into some, we were.
What the hell was that?
Pledge and I were holding class on Monday. Do you remember Ramon Richards? Yeah, I'll say this very quick. You remember that guy? I think he played for Brackenridge.
He played at Brackenridge, then went to Oklahoma State, played for the Rams. He was the Super Bowl team with the Rams in Atlanta.
Yes.
And now he does a lot of personal training. Good kid.
Well, now he's suing HEB and General Mills.
He is?
Because he had a bowl of cereal, and I think it was Trix, and they bit into a screw.
Oh.
And it hurt. So he's got a lawsuit going on. But during the lawsuit, he says, look, I read the directions, followed the directions perfectly. Now, who knew there are directions on a cereal box? So we went through all of this on Monday, and there actually are some boxes that have directions.
You're kidding.
No.
Did we get Ramon on the phone?
No, we didn't.
Why not? All right.
I don't know how to get a hold of Ramon.
We'll text him during the break.
I need a floater.
So what?
So that was the other thing. Like, they give you a choice of either pouring the cereal in the bowl first or the milk in the bowl first and then the cereal. Who the hell pours the milk first? Nobody.
Well, I mean, if you read the directions, is that the proper way to do it?
Well, I think it's optional. No, it's basically open the box.
Pour the cereal.
Pour cereal in a bowl, and then pour the milk on top.
The directions are on our YouTube screen.
Yes. Now, there's Special K. That's one of them. But not all of them have it.
So
apparently Trix does.
And he read the directions, huh?
That's what the lawsuit claims, yes.
Well, does they say the directions say pour cereal before you add the milk, look for any random screws.
They didn't say to look for screws, no. And that's kind of an assumption that I wouldn't think there would be a screw in there.
I mean, you got to look. I mean, they might have to add that to the box. I mean, when you think about every warning label you have is because somebody did something and got sued. So let's, it's like the hot coffee from McDonald's. At some point, coffee's hot.
And that's what they say on the cups
now. Now they have to tell you.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the outcome of the lawsuit, perhaps.
Random question. Speaking of cereal.
Uh-huh.
And if you guys have seen this commercial and it's been around, forgive me. I saw it over the weekend in Las Vegas. Watch it because, then in the hotel, you're getting whatever TV is.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
But apparently, the cereal business is promoting cereal for dinner.
I saw that.
Have you seen these commercials?
I have.
It's to save the chickens, eat cereal for dinner. What the hell is this?
Well,
what kind of campaign is this? Let's have cereal for dinner.
It's some rich cereal executive saying, buy more cereal to all you poor people that are having trouble making ends meet.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's exactly what it is.
Cereal companies taking advantage.
Yeah, the exploding rate of groceries and people not being able to afford them. They're saying it's fine, just eat cereal.
Right, so okay, because I just randomly saw a commercial. Well, that was a weird. Like I realized. All right, we're in Las Vegas. You can't afford to go eat, man. Get a box of cereal. It's cheap. Right? So it's a nationwide thing. Because I just saw the commercial that was in Las Vegas. So this has been a thing for a while.
I'm looking at it right now on our YouTube page. If you're there, you're seeing it as well. Give the chicken the break.
Why are they going after the chicken market?
I don't know.
I mean, what about steak? What about the cows? They thought they could just attack chickens here?
And I'm not sure if I walked in the house tonight and Maggie said there's a box of Raisin Bran and maybe a box of Captain Crunch and said, there's dinner.
Cocoa Puffs it is.
No. Who the hell wants to do that?
See, now, sometimes breakfast for dinner is fantastic.
Well, if it's a decent breakfast.
Bacon and egg. Yes. Well, you don't find cereal a decent breakfast, you snob?
In the morning, I think it's great. You saw me in my Captain Crunch at Super Bowl.
Well, you had that until you saw Tim use it as a snack.
Well, I didn't see him this year, so if he did, he got me. I had Tim's hand all over my cereal every morning.
You know damn well he licked his hand and stuck it in there just when you weren't looking, just so he knows that he did.
Probably did.
That's what he would do while he's driving around the 1604. Or maybe he's on the 410 or the 35.
Oh,
cereal for dinner, everybody.
Try it. Just read the directions first.
Isn't milk expensive?
Dude, I don't know.
Save the chickens, eat cereal. I was like, well, this is random.
Are chickens expensive now? Is that something that's pricey? Have the chicken prices gone
like
up?
If you're doing a beer can chicken, you get a whole chicken for like $6.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. And that feeds a lot of people.
Yeah. Or you can make many meals out of it.
Yeah. Poor chickens. Although, it might save them a day on this earth. I don't know. The poor chicken.
If you're having cereal for dinner, let us know.
I'd like to know. We've got a poll up with just that.
We do?
We do on our YouTube page.
Good Lord.
There's all kinds of things. If you're not familiar with the YouTube page, we love however you listen. Don't get me wrong. And I know most of you are out driving around listening on your radio, and we appreciate that very much. But if you happen to go home, check out our YouTube page. There's a lot of hijinks on there. Be stealing my Lucky Charms.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No,
that's dinner.
No.
You can't steal dinner.
Whoa.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or hiring someone to move your piano instead of doing it yourself. So, do things the better way. Bundle home and auto and save up to 25% with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hello, this is Chip with Diamond J Properties. You're invited to our coastal waterfront grand opening this
There's always
Saturday,
a little difference
where you
when you
can
make
get
that check.
2 acres with bay access for only $49.9. That's right, 2 acres bay access for only $49.9. This coastal waterfront community has over 4 miles of water frontage with access to the ICW, Gulf, Matagorda Bay, and much more. Property features paved roads, underground utilities, boat launch, pier, pool, cabana, and more. This property is shown by appointment only. Call now, 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Tonight at 7, it's the Aggies and South Carolina on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Yes, we have Hoosier tickets. We're going to give those away before 5:30. I'm going to say probably around 5:20.
5:20.
Yeah, 5:20. See some people in the comments watching on YouTube saying you've got Hoosier tickets to give away. Yes. You can go to church, win those tickets at 5:20. If you don't win them, you can always buy them livenation.com for the concert coming up September 24th at the Frost Bank Center.
That'd be a good show.
Be a great show.
Yeah.
It's a big show coming to San Antonio.
All right, well,
Got
good.
a lot of big concerts coming through San Antonio, which is nice because as somebody that is a concert connoisseur, a lot of times they're Dallas, Houston, Austin, and no San Antonio show. You know, kind of like, Disturbed tomorrow night in Austin. How those boys aren't playing San Antonio is beyond me, but they're not.
A lot of Disturbed fans in San Antonio.
Yeah. It's a heavy metal town.
All right.
It's a rock and roll town.
Okay.
And go online and try to buy tickets, man. You'll be like, what?
Well, I mean, it's a country town too.
It is, but it's a heavy metal city.
It is?
It always has been.
All right.
Always has been.
Well, that's good.
I've
missed that, I guess.
I mean, a whole bunch of shows that you hear people talking about, and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to that.
Well, I mean, like I went to Big and Rich on Friday.
Yeah.
And I talked about this, so I'll keep it short, but I thought they were country. It was more of a rock show than when I saw Styx.
Well, that's what Gretchen Wilson?
Gretchen Wilson was great.
Yeah. Country.
Yeah. Big and Rich.
Well, they're kind of pop country.
Well, it was more rock. I mean, it was fun. Everybody
on cowboy
just
hats?
didn't expect it. Yeah.
And screaming guitars.
Except the big guy, not Rich, but big. He had on like a top hat.
Okay.
And he's big. He's a tall dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're rich.
He doesn't do much singing though.
No.
No, it's more Rich.
The rich guy? Yeah, I have no idea.
That's his last name, John Rich. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a whole name.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
You learned that on Friday night.
I don't know if he's Big or Lewis or Smith or Jones.
I'm Joe Big. This is John Rich.
Yeah.
We're Big and Rich.
They were jamming out.
Did you have fun?
Well, sure, it was fun.
That's all that matters.
It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Well, if you listen to music before you went to see somebody play, you might know what to expect.
Well, I've heard some of their songs.
Do they play Big and Rich on country stations?
They do.
Then it's country.
But it wasn't Friday night.
But it's that pop country. Like people ask me, like, I'm not a fan of pop country. Texas country, big fan.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, huge fan. But a lot of the country music today, not necessarily a fan. It's too poppy.
Well, it's a lot of pop. Yeah. But they're trying to, get two different audiences.
Yeah.
Just stick with one.
It's called a crossover.
Well,
you stick with one and it's kind of small.
It's not a crossover. That's a straddling of the fence.
Well, I mean, as long as you don't fall, you're okay.
Well, they're straddling the fence.
I mean, but they're bringing in a larger audience fan base.
Maybe. I mean, seriously, Big and Rich, they were kind of like in hibernation for a while.
Were they?
Yeah.
Now they're on the rodeo circuit.
Big and Rich, the rich guy, John, he's a big conservative dude, and he's always on Fox News.
Oh,
yeah.
So he's a politician now.
Well, he's got his opinions.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's because he got his tax bill, and that
well, he made a big speech that lasted way too long.
Oh, during the show?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
Uh-huh.
I'm here to watch your music, not hear your political views. I know you got a stage.
Mm-hmm.
Say something, keep it quick, and keep moving.
Go.
Fine. But
it was fun, though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the rodeo this year. Hadn't been in a long time.
Although I imagine at the rodeo crowd giving a conservative kind of speech, you're kind of singing to the audience, though.
Well,
right?
sure.
I mean,
sure.
So
perhaps
there's that. So with everybody in the combine in the NFL world, with the exception of Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer, they didn't go. But all the scouts, the GMs, all that's theirs. We're now preparing for the draft. And for the Dallas Cowboys, they really have drafted well for about the last decade.
with the exception of last year.
Well, the jury's still out on last year. I mean, generally speaking, they say give a draft class 3 years before you can start to grade them out. Now, last year, right now, probably not looking good. Not looking good at all. Overshown hurt, so we have no idea yet. Mozzie Smith, jury's still out, but they say there's still a lot of confidence
They're
there.
leaning towards guilty, though. So I'm saying.
Schoonmaker,
guilty.
The jury's still out. You go back, where the Cowboys have really done well. And again, last year, jury is still out on Mozzie. But with the exception of Taco Charlton, their first-round picks have been home runs. Legit players in the NFL that contributed a ton to the team.
Tyler Smith has been a good pick. Yes.
Tyler, Micah, CeeDee Lamb, Leighton Vander Esch, Taco Charlton, Zeke, Byron Jones. I mean, Zach Martin. You go back to 2014 and you look at that list, and with the exception of Taco Charlton, they've all been home runs. They've also done really well in the second round, although the last couple of years, second round, maybe not as much. Diggs was a second round pick. Kelvin Joseph, Sam Williams certainly needs to play better
and learn the rules.
Well, sure, but but play better and be more of an impact player for a second round pick. Third round, for the most part, pretty good. For the most part. Fourth round has been, for the most part, pretty good. Fifth round, yeah. Sixth round, yeah. Seventh round, yeah. Yeah. They actually used a pick on Ben DiNucci. For whatever reason, I always thought he was one of those undrafted guys. But they used a pick on Ben DiNucci.
Interesting. I'll give them credit in the first round. And they've done okay. Second round's been okay too. Especially offensive line. And I think they do a good job with that. And I think they're going to have to go back to that well this year. But I think last year's draft, and you could say the jury's still out, but 3 of their 6 picks, I mean, to me right now, have just been they're terrible. You draft Mozzie Smith, you're not waiting 3 years for this guy to develop. He's got to come in and play. I mean, he has to. Look, Tyler Smith didn't take him 3 years. He came right in and it was a big factor right away. You draft a guy with your first round pick, you're not drafting him to wait 3 years for him to develop. And maybe Mozzie gets better. Stephen Jones seems to think he will. He's still got confidence in him, but I mean, you drafted him number 1. You expected him to participate.
My general feeling is a first-round pick needs to be an immediate impact player.
Absolutely.
And Mozzie Smith failed at that.
He did.
That doesn't mean in 3 years he won't develop into the guy that they expected him to turn into.
He could.
And I'll look at Tyler Smith. First-round pick, had holding issues in college. His rookie year, first part of his rookie year, there are a lot of people questioning that pick. Not now. I mean, now he's getting compared to Larry Allen.
Look at what they asked him to do, though. I mean, because of Tyron and his problems. I mean, this guy, they're moving him all around, and he was successful pretty much wherever he went.
His rookie year, maybe. He developed as the year went on, but the initial return, if we're going back and remembering what we said at the time, we were wondering, did the Cowboys miss on this guy, or was this a guy that they could have gotten in the second or third round? Was there somebody better? And the reality is kind of like Travis Frederick. When Travis Frederick was taken late in the first round, everybody lost their mind because he was a second round grade guy, and he turned out to be just fine. So I mean, and so when you look at it, you've got to be able to one, give it some of these guys a little bit of time. Last year's draft is looking awful, which is a concern going into this year's draft. We are looking at rookie years for some of these other guys. I mean, but for the most part, the Cowboys have done well on their draft picks. I mean, when you go, Taco Charlton has really been the only first round bust since 2014 that they've taken, right? Second round guys, Tristan Hill was a bust. Sam Williams, jury is out. Kelvin Joseph is
A bust.
All right. And Luke Schoonmaker. So who knows, right? They've done well in the third round, drafting some really good players. And some of these guys might not be great as an offense or defensive starter, but they're special teams guys that, play a valuable role on special teams for the Cowboys. So, as you start getting ready for this year's draft, interesting listening to some of the things that Stephen Jones was talking about with what the Cowboys need to do. And so kind of looking back at what they've done over the last 10 years, let's look forward at what they might do in this year's draft. We'll do that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know me, you listen to this show enough, the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. No better place to go watch a big game, a big event, than at the Roo with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And they have the best St. Patrick's Day party in all of South Texas. So make plans now, St. Patrick's Day, to be at the Roo. It's also going to be right in the middle of March Madness. It's going to be fantastic. And when you show up at the Roo, show up hungry. The food, fantastic. All made from scratch right there in their kitchen. The biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu, including the original Wemby burger. Great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. Roo Pub has happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the San Antonio Spurs are back from the Rodeo Road Trip, and they are on the hunt for their 12th win of the season. Will it come tonight against Oklahoma City? We'll get into it. Also, the NFL Combine rolls along. The Dallas Cowboys continue to make headlines. We have thoughts. You have breakfast. We start at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. If you've been injured. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Due to phenomenal demand, the tour continues. Hosier presents the Unreal Unearthed Tour 2024. Live in San Antonio. Frost Bank Center, September 24th. With special guest, Allison Russell. Get tickets this Thursday at noon at Ticketmaster.com. The new album, Unreal Unearthed, is available everywhere. For more, visit Hosier.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Don't forget our golf tournament about a month away, March 25th out at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Get your foursome signed up, sasportstar.com.
Gonna be fun.
While the Combine is going on in Indianapolis, and the amount of news that is coming out of Indianapolis, some of it interesting, like listening to the Bears GM dance around what he's going to do with the number 1 pick, which tells me, Justin Fields, you're on the trade block.
Yeah, he's gone.
Well, and again, you're in a rock and a hard place if you're that general manager, Poles, right? Because if you don't trade Justin Fields and you sign him to a long-term contract, so you're not going to draft Caleb Williams, and he comes out and becomes the superstar quarterback that people think he will be, you're an idiot. Like you took Mitch Trubisky instead of Patrick Mahomes, although the different GM. But I think what was a different GM, right?
Was, yeah.
Because that's the kind of move that gets you fired.
Sure.
Right? If Justin Fields goes somewhere else and leads a team to a Super Bowl and Caleb Williams is a bust, you're going to get fired.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, it is weird. And that's the thing. Look, I think Justin Fields he's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah.
He's got to be in the right system. And I'm hearing Pittsburgh might be a landing spot for him. There's all kinds of places it could be. But, man, that is a tough – and that's what makes a GM's job tough. Because Caleb Williams, I'll be totally honest with you, the guy's got all the tools, but I'm not sure his head's right. Although he had pretty good interview today with somebody, and there's no sound of it. It was a newspaper or a magazine or something, or a website, I guess is probably more accurate to say, and says, look, everybody's talking about me not, if I get drafted by the Bears, I'm not going. He said, that's not true. I'll be excited to go to the Bears, or I'll be excited to go anywhere else. Now, he did admit he would love to play in Washington. Hometown is where he's from. He would love to do that.
And Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, right, exactly. But it's not his choice. And he admitted that and said, look, if the Bears draft me, I'm going to be excited to go play.
Sure.
So
that's what he should say today.
Of course.
Now, what he does in April around the draft is another story. But today, you're job interviewing.
Yeah.
You really are. It's a job interview.
I tell you, the guy that, and I've heard a couple of people just, and I'm the same way. I'm not sold on Jaden Daniels. I think he's undersized. I think he's a Bryce Young, and I'm just afraid that, but he's going to get drafted early, and we'll see. But I'm just not sold on that dude.
Here's the thing with Jaden that I find interesting, and keep in mind, Herm Edwards was the coach that recruited him to Arizona State. That was about the time my daughter was going to Arizona State, and we had Herm on the show, and and needed some help moving the kid into apartment, so he sent some players over, not Jaden Daniels. But we were over at the facility. I saw this kid before his freshman year in the gym working out. He is so damn skinny.
He's skinny as hell.
He is, and you bring up Bryce Young. He reminds me a lot of RG3. RG3 coming out of Copper's Cove. And I remember, when RG3 played Alamo Heights in a state championship game here. And, that was one of the knocks on on RG3 is he's skinny. You're a track star that is a hell of a football player. Now, Jaden, I don't know, is a track star, but just his frame. And you think about RG3's career, once he got hurt, he wasn't the same.
That's true.
Can Jaden Daniels bulk up some at the NFL level without losing some of his natural ability? He's not a thick guy like Lamar is. But man, the kid can throw. The kid, he's a hell of a quarterback. I've been a fan of Jaden Daniels since seeing him at Arizona State, and obviously with everything that he did at LSU. And I do think he'll be good in the NFL if he can stay healthy.
Well, I mean, that's it. I'll give Bryce Young a lot of credit. I mean, he was on a horrible football team and survived. I mean, he survived. So maybe he's a little bit tougher than people give him credit for. But I don't know, man. I'm just right now down on, and CJ Stroud's the only guy that's really, given these high draft picks some hope. Because, man, you look at the list of some of these high draft picks.
Yeah,
lately,
Joe Burrow sucks, huh?
Well,
what about Trevor Lawrence?
Well, I don't know. The jury's still out, isn't it?
I don't know if the jury's out. I mean, he hadn't won a championship yet.
Well, no, but
his rookie year was destroyed by Urban Meyer.
So the jury's still out. I just don't know. I think you roll the dice with some of these guys, and history will tell you that a lot of the best quarterbacks were drafted later in the draft.
It's such a crapshoot. And that's why when you have a player like Dak Prescott, if you're the Joneses, you do everything you can to keep him.
4th round draft pick, by the way.
It was a 4th round draft pick, but you found him and you got him, whether you're Mr. Irrelevant, a 6th rounder like Tom Brady. If you feel like you've got a guy, do you just put it away and start over? Which, again, if you're the Bears, you've got Justin Fields, who you think might be. He could be, but he might not be. So, and you've got the number 1 pick, so you can start over. If the Cowboys had the number 1 pick, our conversation about Dak Prescott would be completely different. But they also don't have the draft assets, the capital to move up to get a Caleb. They feel like they've got a guy. They've just got to put some things together. And Stephen Jones was talking yesterday and, non-committal on any contract talk, which was probably smart on his part. But some of the biggest issues that the Cowboys have to figure out this year is in the run game, both on the offensive side and the defensive side.
In general, that was our scheme, more of a 3 safety, 2 linebacker scheme than we were a 3 linebacker, 2 safety scheme. So, I think those are all things that, Mike's going to get in there and we're going to look at, and we'll come up with a good solution that we think will make us better against the run. I mean, obviously running the football and stopping the run are at the top of our list this offseason.
Well, I mean, interesting. I want to see what Zimmer does. I really do. I want to see what Zimmer does and how much he changes. I know he said we're not going to reinvent the wheel, but that's BS. Zimmer's going to come in and put his stamp on this team because, look, Dan Quinn, at least towards the end, and from what we've heard is from some experts on Radio Row in the Super Bowl, Dan Quinn, you could figure him out. Well, Zimmer's going to change things.
Well, and again, I mean, if you're replacing somebody like that, you want it to be better. You also want it to be different. And Steven said, yeah, Zim will do some things differently.
Mike, brings a different way of going about it, which I think can be positive for us. But it's outstanding to have him in this building. Obviously, he brings a lot of tenure to the table in terms of what he's done in his career between, being a great play caller on defense, being a very successful head coach at Minnesota.
And all that's true. And then so the question, what really is going to be different between Zim and Dan Quinn?
There's always a little difference when you make that change. It's a little bit of a challenge when you make that transition. Every guy's going to be a little bit different. I mean, there was a difference between Kellen and Mike. Certainly there'll be some differences, in the way Mike has had success in this league, and then certainly a difference in the way Dan has.
Yeah, I love that. The beginning of that. We just play that.
There's always a little difference.
There's always.
It's a little bit.
Steven sounded like Scooby-Doo, didn't he?
Good Lord.
Oh, boy.
Squirrel.
I couldn't help it.
I know.
He sounded just like
There's always a little difference when you make that.
Good Lord.
Oh.
It is. I mean, it feels like you guys listening Joe, me, Pledge, we feel like we know the Cowboys pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like we understand what the issues are. And one of the things that I thought was an interesting topic over the last week, the culture problem in Dallas. Now, quite frankly, I don't think there is that much of a culture problem to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things that, I think every organization would like to fix, but I don't know how you win 12 games a year. You're a winning football team during the regular season, of course. If you've got a culture problem, seeing guys get on each other, get in each other's faces. Hell, you see that with the Kansas City Chiefs. You saw that in the Super Bowl with Travis Kelce and Andy Reid. That's not a good look for Kelce, but guys that are passionate and getting into it because they're all trying to win. I don't look at that as a culture problem, right? But listening to Dan Quinn, the head coach of Washington now, while he was speaking, he was asked about what went wrong last year. And if there were some issues there, Dan Quinn certainly could have brought them up. He didn't. But what he did say, I found very, very interesting.
Part of the reason for going back there last year was to absolutely go for it in the biggest way. And so to come up short in that end, no doubt about that, that hurt and that left a mark. I think as a competitor, you keep going back. You keep getting back in the fight, and you find, the small edges and the small margins to do that. And I know that they will. They've got a really strong and solid locker room. And if you have that part right first, that gives you a real chance to make your mark.
Okay. It's hard to disagree with anything he said.
Well, but I mean, for him just to offer up, they've got a really strong locker room.
But do they? Look, when you come out in a playoff game, the biggest game of your season, and you don't look interested in playing football, there's a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, we can blame Mike McCarthy. You can blame whoever you want. But, I mean, that team that came out on that field that day, look, they were just not interested in doing anything.
Well, I mean, there was clearly something wrong with that team in the postseason, right? And I heard Steven say something along the lines of, we've got to get guys that could step up in the postseason. Like they know what the problem is. But when you're talking about culture, just culture in general, take away the Green Bay game. He said he came back, which is he was consistent with that all last year. He wanted to come back. He thought he could win with these guys. So he passed on opportunities last year to be a head coach, to run it back one more time with this group. He wasn't going to do that a second time because becoming a head coach, those opportunities only come around so often. But for him to throw in that there's that strong locker room, that, the pieces are there. They've just got to be able to put them all together. For an unsolicited comment like that, I think says a lot about where the Dallas Cowboys are from a guy that knows, but is now on the outside. It's not like he's protecting guys within the building or trying to say the right things. It tells me that he wasn't feeding us a line of BS like, well, I didn't get a head job, so I'll be back here. But he, what went wrong? Well, he didn't really answer that question, but he says the pieces are there. And now that's his biggest rival. I mean, he's probably seen on Get Up and First Take and NFL Network, everybody talking about the culture problem. He could have doubled down on that and made it more of a story, but just kind of unsolicited, talking about how strong that locker room is. I thought that was pretty interesting to hear from Dan Quinn, who's no longer a part of that team, as we are looking at what is wrong with the Dallas Cowboys. And we're hearing from, it's one thing for Steven. No, man, we're fine in our locker room. He's protecting his house. That's his. Don't say my baby is ugly. Dan Quinn didn't have to say that.
Didn't have to say that, but he's got to play Dallas twice.
He does. But what I'm saying, though, is for him just to kind of say that about what went wrong, they're trying to figure out those answers.
But why would he go in and just deliberately destroy the locker room? And these guys were clowns and these guys were that. And then that's up. He's got to play him twice. If it's the same as saying, well, they got a great team and boy, it's going to be tough. And we're going to really have to be on our A game to beat them. It's the same thing. Why would you destroy the Cowboys when you have to see them twice every year? You don't.
Well, I'm just the way he said it with the question that was asked and his answer. If you're just hearing all this about culture, because that he wasn't asked about culture. He was asked about what went wrong in the Green Bay game. Man, I don't know, but they have a strong locker room. The pieces are there. So as we're all trying to figure out what's next for the Cowboys, and we solve the world's problems every day from 2 to 6 here on the Blitz, you look at all the clues and you hear that from a guy that has been there that's not there now. That's a hell of a compliment to what the Cowboys have, in my opinion.
Cowboys remind me of the Mac Brown-led Texas Longhorns, where you are just entitled. They killed teams they were supposed to kill. They got beat by teams that were good. But yet, things fell for them. Everything was right. They knew they were going to the Super Bowl. 2 games at home. They don't lose at home. And it was just like la-di-da. We just got to show up. Green Bay will die, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And I think that's the culture problem, is that they are entitled. They're the Dallas Cowboys. Well, everybody talks about them. We are the big bad Cowboys. And that's the culture problem that I think that they have.
There is a lot of entitlement with the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith has been talking about it.
Yes.
I mean, these guys are getting paid off of our success. They haven't done crap. But Dan Quinn, he had a player throw him under the bus a couple of times.
He did.
Yeah, Stephen Jones kind of maybe took a shot at said player. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
At GiveMeTheVin.com, we pride ourselves in being America's best car buyer, bringing top dollar for your car with an online process that's fast and easy. But you might not know that we've got a special interest in buying your truck. Luxury haulers, workhorse diesels, or just your favorite pickup truck, we've specialized in putting the right money on your truck for longer than anybody. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com today and get your check on the spot from America's best car and truck buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We're honoring the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every Friday at our Bourbon and Brews Party. Head over to Twin Peaks Fridays from 5 to 7 and experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and giveaways. Cheers!
You know what happens when a smart group of medical professionals get together and commit to a technology designed to relieve your aching joints without surgery? It's called QC Kinetics.
And this guy knows the power of a solid team. Emmitt Smith, football legend and Dancing with the Stars champ.
This elite medical group, some of them orthopedic doctors, got together and said, why are we prescribing so many medications? Why are we sending so many people to surgery in droves? Let's change this.
The answer? Natural biologics, our own healing properties. And the outcome is the country's largest provider of non-surgical regenerative treatments, QC Kinetics.
Actually, the real outcome are the tens of thousands of patients who finally got their quality of life back without surgery, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
When liberal Allen Schoolcraft served in the Texas House in the 80s and 90s, Schoolcraft voted for every Democrat House Speaker over and over again. Liberal Schoolcraft also donated thousands to Democrat Henry Cuellar, and liberal Schoolcraft authored legislation to double fees, but never cut taxes or protect life. In his last losing campaign in 1992, the San Antonio Express-News actually retracted their endorsement of Schoolcraft because he was caught lying about his opponents. Now, liberal Schoolcraft is lying about conservative John Kemple and running with a dangerous plan that defunds Guadalupe and Gonzales County schools and hikes your taxes by $2 billion. Let liberal liar Alan Schoolcraft keep enjoying his retirement from politics. Conservative John Kemple is endorsed by the NRA, Texas Alliance for Life, and every police group. Kemple cut property taxes a historic $18 billion and increased border funding by 630% to shut down Biden's open border. If it's conservative, John Kemple gets it done.
Political ad paid for by the John Kemple campaign.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When a cold keeps you up, try NyQuil Severe Honey Flavor. The nighttime, sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine. Powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste to give your body the rest it needs to get that cold gone. Wake up refreshed, feeling relieved after enjoying the delicious flavor of NyQuil Severe Honey. NyQuil Severe Honey Flavor, use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Spurs are back in the Alamo City. They limped back home after their rodeo road trip, 1-8 on this current trip. They're in the midst of a 5-game losing streak as well. They will be at home tomorrow night, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. UTSA is going to build some new stuff. In fact, estimated $57 million investment into facilities and capital projects for UTSA athletics.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 Come on. I thought we were going to get 4.
We get a 4 humper? Here we go.
It's 4:02.
It's 4:02.
Can we get 4 humps in the 4 o'clock hour?
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
That's 4.
Well, I didn't need a smoke break in between. I thought you got 4 at once.
Dude, I love it. I give you my best 3, and then after that, it's like an encore.
An encore, huh?
An encore.
Crazy.
Which Big and Rich didn't do, by the way. People were trying to get him out there. They said, "Yeah, the hell with you. Smells like poop out of here." Oh my goodness. I need a floater.
What?
I need my cereal to float. We need a floater. It floats.
So why did you go with the British accent while talking about cereal?
It just seemed appropriate at the moment. Hey, you ever seen Austin Powers? He says floater. I need a floater.
You were talking about our friend Will, the Brits.
The Brits, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I love listening to those guys.
Dude, I mean, we're out drinking with those guys. We were down at Circa and drinking with those guys. And quite frankly, I don't know if Will knew where he was at this point of the night, but he talks and all of a sudden Joe starts speaking with the British accent along with them.
Well, the more they drank, the thicker their accent got too.
But that didn't mean you had to try.
I couldn't help it.
Rob was trying to explain how we Americans made their language better. And Joe was trying to sound like them.
I need a floater.
Except for he wasn't talking about floaters.
So poor Rob tried to fit 5 nights into one that night.
Well,
so.
not try. He did.
He did.
He did.
That was a lot of fun. Circa's a great place. It's the first time I'd been there, and it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. You know, speaking of, so we were downtown Vegas on Fremont. As usual, I go to the El Cortez.
Uh-huh.
And I saw something at the El Cortez this weekend that I've never noticed before. And I I generally try to make a stop at the El Cortez.
Yeah.
I love that place.
Uh-huh. I do too. Good place.
I saw a coin-operated slot machine.
Really? With real coins?
Well, they weren't quarters. I guess you put in however much money and the machine will give you coins that work on their machines.
Okay.
But remember the old school buckets?
Absolutely.
All full and right?
Yes.
And walking through the El Cortez, and I mean, it's on the way to the men's room, right by the blackjack tables, right?
Did you play?
Blackjack?
No, the coin-operated slot machine. Why not?
No, that went away with the 80s. I'm good. No, but I've not seen those. And you know, I go there and I see this guy, and he had 2 buckets full, and he was playing 2 machines at once. He was like a machine, man.
Yeah.
It was just like, and I was like, dude, can I take a picture of your coins? I haven't seen this in years. And he was like, oh, man, this machine's great. I'm here every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, whatever he said.
I bet he is.
Like, he's a local. I mean, he had on gloves that only had like the 2 fingers and the thumb. Right?
Oh, wow.
These gloves he had, so I guess his fingers don't get dirty from the coins.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't know. Mean, grab and go. I don't know if he had stick 'em on him, but I mean, he was like a machine, and he would hit and then move on to 2 more machines while all the coins are falling out of one. I mean, the guy had the whole 4 or 5 machine setup thing to himself.
Wow.
Well,
Because nobody else plays it. Maybe they're good because of that.
I mean, but he would. I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That there were still coin machines in Las Vegas. I did not play. You know what else I found at the El Cortez?
What's that?
Not $5 blackjack. They still had Super Bowl pricing there.
Did they really?
They really did. Those they realized, hey, people will pay this much to play blackjack.
I had a sense of pride because I played golf not last weekend, and used my El Cortez chip as a ball mark.
You stole that $1 from the El Cortez?
I didn't steal anything. I paid for it. I had to pay $1 for that thing.
But they cashed it in. Or they didn't cash it. I mean,
well,
because you took the $1.
I could have cashed it in.
Yeah,
but
you could have.
I wanted the ball mark.
Which, keeping a $1 chip from Vegas and using it as a ball marker is cheaper than actually going and buying a ball marker.
It is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I've been doing that for years. Just the $1.
The only problem with that is that if you're in front of somebody, they can't putt over that thing. So you have to move one way or the other. That's the only problem. So a regular ball mark you can stick in the ground enough where you can roll over and it's not a problem. But
to a degree,
it's okay.
I mean, I know you probably put it there, and just you got to put around it, man. That's my ball mark.
Well, I mean, and it's
that's
nice.
The Ryan Eagle advantage.
It's a little blue and white.
It's a $1 chip.
It's really nice.
It's a $1 chip.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Well, not all $1 chips are equal.
No, because that one's from the El Cortez.
It's from, and it says El Cortez on the chip, real big, and $1.
$1.
It's great.
Yeah,
I was very happy.
We did well during Super Bowl week at the El Cortez.
We did
when we were there playing blackjack the other night. You know how they take your player card and they do something. The guy was like, hey, "You have rewards that you have to cash in."
Oh, wow!
My February rewards. This is $25 at the restaurant, but so we had
They have a restaurant there?
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It is.
Oh,
Seagulls, good stuff.
Seagulls.
Yeah, I had cheesecake.
As in seagull or seagulls?
Not the bird at the beach.
Not the bird. It comes with a little extra topping.
Speaking of birds, my plastic owls are doing the trick.
Really, the bird's gone.
The bird. I've been gone for a couple days. Come back. There's no nest. There's no stuff on the porch. Those plastic owls are working.
Are they just sitting there on your porch?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, what do you think they do?
Well, I didn't know if you hung them.
No.
You just set them down.
They just set them down. One at the entryway and one at the back by the door. So if they get by the first one, there's another one right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guarded. Now, did they blow over today? Because the wind was very heavy. I don't know.
I can check my cameras to see if they're still standing.
I'm just wondering.
But I will tell you that you fill them with water so they don't blow
Oh,
over.
you do fill them with water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now I don't know if they hold their water, but they were still standing when I left this morning.
Well, good.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if they fall over and the bird sees that, he's going to know those aren't real owls.
Well, I mean, it might be sleeping.
Well, do owls sleep?
Name something that doesn't, Joe.
Well, I mean, they sleep, but I don't think they lay down to sleep.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, I don't know that, but
if I saw an owl that was laying on the ground, I
assumption-
would assume maybe it's rabid. I better stay more away from it because it's sick.
It's sick.
Yeah. I have no idea.
No, that little pigeon thing that's building the nest there, probably smarter than you think.
I mean, it's got a bird brain, so
don't we all?
I'll leave with that. Is that a picture of an owl sleeping, laying down? Oh, look at that. Pledge.
Is that owl sleeping?
Well, you think it's a dead owl on Google Image?
I don't know. It might be. It says, "Do owls sleep?"
Of course they do.
Well, I'm
what kind of
looking at
dumbass
it.
question is that?
Well,
Do owls sleep? Ask Joe Ryan.
That owl looks like he got drunk. He's passed out.
That's a drunk owl.
I guarantee you. Pledge has pulled up a bunch of pictures of owls sleeping, apparently, and passed out.
Do you ever know owl's legs were that long?
Dude, I resemble that owl. Oh, my goodness.
I know RJ Ochoa was worried about those owls leaving this morning.
Did they scare him?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen RJ, but he stayed at the house last night. So, when he left at whatever time he left this morning, because one of them, you could trip over if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, RJ had to come in the studio this morning, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, it's too bad. If I'd have known he was here, he could have come to my house. I've got the equipment there. Could have done the show right there.
Well, I mean, except for you're doing the morning show tomorrow.
I am doing the morning show tomorrow with RJ. Looking forward to it. Once I'm awake and have some coffee, I'll look forward to it. When that alarm goes off, I won't look forward to it.
Let's see.
That'll be fun. No, it's fun doing a different show, different time of day. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Watching RJ leave my house early this morning.
Yeah, you got it.
He trips over, at least he locked the door on his way out.
He actually tripped over it?
No, let's see if he does.
Oh.
Let's see that owl that's right there. Look, he got right by it. Owl did not get him. But you notice there's no bird stuff all over the place.
What, is RJ carrying like a basket of bread? It looks like he's got one of those things like he's selling stuff in Mexico. Did he have a basket that's attached to his shoulders?
Well, he had an overnight bag.
Oh, okay. Is that like look like he's
and he had his dress coat suit thing for the funeral this morning.
Cold beer.
Yeah, I don't think he was selling anything.
That's what it looks like.
I don't think he was hawking
He
beverages in
thought
the
those
neighborhood
owls
this
were
morning.
thirsty.
Exactly. Exactly what he was doing.
Oh my goodness.
Good Lord.
Well, I'm glad you solved your problem, your bird problem.
Well, I have for now.
And hopefully I wouldn't move those owls.
No.
They're there now forever.
They're good. Yeah, they're a permanent fixture.
You have to paint them occasionally. Will they fade?
Dude, they're $24. If I got to paint them, I'll buy new ones.
Well, la-ti-da.
I can't wait till you need to borrow my owls because you get a bird building a nest at your house.
The birds aren't going to build a nest at my house.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, you think so, huh?
I don't think that they will.
Why?
They know better.
You have no cats. So you'll get birds.
Not a cat person.
So you'll get birds.
Well, I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Lived in that house.
I've been there 4 years. This is my first bird problem.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been there 3 years.
See?
So you're saying next year I should have a bird problem?
It's possible.
It might be.
I mean, because there's been a potential nesting opportunity eliminated from their wish list.
So he's looking for another nest.
Now he's got to go find somewhere else.
Did you tell Hal to check his porch?
Hal's a grown-ass man. He can figure it out.
Poor Hal may have a bird building a nest in his light right now.
It's possible,
wow.
which is better than my house.
Well,
at least he knows how to get rid of it.
Poor Hal. Bird problems. You people that live in that neighborhood, and I know some people live in that neighborhood, always have these weird problems. So did you ever get the speed bump problem, Finnick? Are they building speed bumps or not?
Oh, right now we're still gathering information.
Okay.
We're going to do a survey.
All right.
See if anybody in the neighborhood wants these besides Karen.
Nobody wants them.
Karen does.
Well, Karen, and she holds all the power.
Well, she's on the board.
No, there you go. Is she on the board or is she like the president of the board?
I don't know.
Well,
I know she's leading the charge for speed bumps.
Makes a difference. Well, then she must have some folks behind her.
She's got to have enough people on the board to vote in favor.
Yeah.
And that's the question.
Well, you better start lobbying.
Does she have? Well, we've been doing that.
Yeah. And greasing some of those board members. Nice little $25 gift certificate to Willie's.
We're not there yet. The Willie's. Good Lord. Spurs, they wrap up the Rodeo Road Trip last night. They go 1-8 on the road trip. Wemby even got benched last night for a minute or two. He didn't really get benched. He got put into timeout because of a turnover. We'll talk about it. Coming up next here on the Blitz, you know, with the NBA season here and the Spurs doing what they're doing, one way to make their games more exciting if you're playing on Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy, go download their app or go to the website, underdogfantasy.com, and play the Pick'em game. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real money, and it is legal in Texas. To play the Pick'em game, all you have to do to build a Pick'em entry is pick between 2 and 5 players from at least 2 different teams and select whether they will be higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Easy to play, fun to play. So get started at underdogfantasy.com or download the mobile app. Sign up using my promo code STAR, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Plus, they'll give you a mystery special pick on your first Pick'em entry. Again, promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to underdogfantasy.com. Just use STAR, my promo code STAR, when you sign up.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B today.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or hiring someone to move your piano instead of doing it yourself. So, do things the better way. Bundle home and auto and save up to 25% with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-785-9545. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-785-9545 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-785-9545 to see if you qualify. That's 800-785-9545.
Tonight at 7, it's the Aggies and South Carolina on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix on this Wemby Wednesday. Wemby back in San Antonio. I'd assume they flew straight home last night.
I would assume so.
You know, after a 1-8 rodeo road trip, which was predicted.
Well,
I mean, we were. I mean, to be honest, 3 wins would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
None wins would have been expected. 1 win, maybe
about,
2,
about right.
Was about right, knowing how. Now, they're playing better basketball for the most part.
Well, until last night.
Last night was a bleep show.
Yeah.
Non-competitive from the start, right? Last night, the best part for me of watching last night's game was Bill Land was on my television. and Sean Elliott, which I was surprised that Sean went anywhere cold, but during the broadcast, they showed his daughter, and you went, okay, so that's why you went on this trip. And Bill Land, with everything that he's been battling, I had not seen him in, you know,
on the road for sure.
On the road for sure. I know leading up to it was Dan doing the play-by-play.
Yes.
So I guess after the All-Star break, did he do the games in LA? I wasn't in town, so I didn't see. And go figure.
He did, yes.
They couldn't find a Spurs game on in the sports book.
Really? Well, it's hard to find them here unless you have Bally's or the app.
I mean, let's say the one problem. One of the problems about being in Vegas is you lose track of time.
Oh, you do, for sure.
And so when you randomly buy a sports book and you pop in to see what's on, some games are long over, even though it's only 9 o'clock. But it's 11 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Yeah, crap. I
be careful. But the Spurs were on the West Coast, so, you know, until last night.
Yeah.
So you should have been perfect.
Well, it should have been, but I mean, like Saturday night, I was at Carrot Top.
Uh-huh. Well,
went and saw your bestie.
That was probably more entertaining.
Not probably. I guarantee you it was more entertaining.
Wow. No, Carrot Top and I, we, you know.
You bonded.
We bonded.
You
We
bonded.
did, yeah.
You should have seen his thing pants the at the show.
I'm sure. $1,000?
Probably. Probably. That dude. He is
Wow.
something else.
Hey, props to him. I mean, working at the same hotel for 18 years, making a big cool $8 million a year. I'm not mad at him. How can you be mad at the guy?
You can't.
People are going to see him, obviously. So
It's a small theater.
Well, was it full?
It was.
There you go.
And well, here's the crazy thing. If you're going, well, you're not taking somebody that's not 21, right?
Right. Sure.
But, and I'm still baffled at the number of people that are pushing strollers through Las Vegas, but that's just me. He shares a theater with an adult show.
Now, wait a minute. Adult show. Explain.
Pledge, I forget the name of the show. Look up the Luxor Hotel and the shows in the theater. So when you're going in the theater, Carrot Top plays at 8:00, and at 10:30 there is a show that has a lot of all the photos are of very attractive young ladies not wearing anything.
Nothing. Well, I like porn.
Although they're covering on all the photos, but when you walk into the theater, you got Carrot Top, and you know what that guy looks like on.
I hope he had clothes on.
One wall, of course he did, but you know what he looks like. And then on the other wall, you have all this promotion for a show called Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Yes.
Wow.
Pledge, click that link.
Are we allowed to? Here at work?
You can click that link. You click the link, damn it.
Lost it.
Wow.
Well, they're not going to show anything on the Luxor website that would be inappropriate.
You don't think so?
No, they're selling tickets. They're selling Fantasy. So they're not showing you anything.
They're selling Fantasy
until the show starts.
So the question, did you stick around for the late show?
No. I did not. But when you're leaving the theater and a couple in your group had to go to the restroom and you're standing there waiting, you see a lot of the ladies in the show coming to work.
Oh.
So look at if not that you guys can see this, but Google it because it's safe. Photos like that are all over this theater.
I got you. I'm looking at one now, and it says, "Let fantasy become a reality."
Yeah.
Named the best adult review of all time by Las Vegas Weekly.
Sure.
Wow.
So that's happening at 10:30 in the same theater.
Click on the buy tickets. How much are tickets?
According to Pledge, $50.
Tickets prices from $39.
Well, that's way up at the top.
52.
Well, you can probably get a Groupon.
I'm just saying, it says right here on the Luxor website.
I'm just telling you.
Ticket prices from $39.
You don't want the $39 for that show.
No.
That's what you get. Is you want front row, man. That kind of show, you need front row. Carrot Top, you could be at the top.
The Splash Zone?
I don't think it matters because I wonder what the audience is like in that show.
Do you really?
It's like Pee Wee Herman in there?
No.
You remember Pee Wee Herman became famous in a...
Yes, we all do.
Wow. Yeah, I've been to Luxor in a long time. Stayed there one time many years ago. How'd it look?
The Luxor?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah?
I mean, you're in a big pyramid.
You are.
But
you don't feel like you're in a big pyramid, if I remember correctly.
No, no. Once you're in the casino, but they make lots of jokes about the Luxor. Whatchamacallit, opener, he made fun of the Luxor. Anybody staying here? Nobody clapped their hand.
Nobody clapped their hand. Because don't the elevators, they don't go straight up. They go like sideways.
I don't know. I didn't get on an elevator.
I think that's true.
I don't know, but Carrot Top's got a whole bit about the rooms at the Luxor. He's got a suitcase that is kind of cut in half with the diagonal so it will fit against the wall in the room.
Oh, wow.
There's no way they're triangle rooms. I've never stayed there. It's got to be regular rooms.
They're
right?
regular rooms.
But they're making fun of it.
Do they still have the big Dorito on there?
No, it's gone. It's gone. The advertisement for Super Bowl is gone. But,
wow.
But even, he's making fun of it. They opened the Sphere. It's got 1 billion lights. At the Luxor, we have one. He had some good jokes making fun of the Luxor. Although after the show, I won a lot of money at that hotel. I like the
Well,
Luxor.
there you go. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. Doesn't matter what casino you're in. If you win, like El Cortez.
Yeah.
I walked out of there a winner.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I'd ever stay there, but I walked out of there a winner.
I tell you, the Luxor was good to me.
Well, good.
And thank God they're a part of M Life.
Oh, the Luxor is it really?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well,
yes, it is.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to going to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Look at you showing off here. Uh-huh.
I had a great weekend at Vegas.
Nice. Well, good. That's always nice. That's always nice.
Makes you want to go back.
Of course it does. And that's what they count on. Bring everything you got on the plane with back with you because we want it back.
Yeah, don't go put that in the bank.
No.
Just save it. You'll be back in a month.
Oh, well, yeah, you will. Most normal people are not like you and I. They may go once, twice a year. You and I have a tendency to go out there a little more often than that.
What do you mean normal?
Well, and most people you talk to go out to Vegas maybe once or twice a year.
Well, I don't know, 3 or 4 every quarter.
5.
Sure.
Depends.
I mean, they send you a free room. You got to say, well, okay.
Well, of course.
I'm down.
I'm down with free rooms.
I'm definitely down with free rooms.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. Fun place.
You calling us degenerates?
Pretty much, yeah, but people know that.
I will tell you, though, because I have now spent 10 days in the month of February in Las Vegas.
Wow.
That's bad for your liver. I thought it might be bad for the wallet, but actually...
The wallet was good. The liver, a different story. You called me Monday.
I did.
You did.
I did.
You remember that?
Sort of.
I'll say, oh, hey, Jason.
Did I say anything stupid?
No.
All right,
not anything more than usual.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Jason's got a weird tone, though, when he's had a few.
What does that mean?
Well, your voice changes.
Well, it was loud.
It was loud.
It was loud.
Didn't sound loud.
It was loud.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
Uh-huh.
It was an important call.
Of course it was. Yes, it was.
Was to tell you we got Hoser tickets. We're going to go at 5:15 today.
Take me to church.
Yes, 5:15 today.
5:15.
Yeah, Joe's going to name 3 Hoser songs at 5:15.
I just named one. So stay tuned for the other 2. Google.
Name that tune with Reinagel. Actually, maybe we'll play that game.
Maybe so.
At 5:15.
Okay. That's a good idea. I mean, they're Hoser tickets.
A lot of people want these.
A lot of people want them.
Spurs. Yeah. They did not play well last night. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, let's talk about life's unexpected curveballs. Let me ask you a question. You ever been hit with challenges that leave your smile in the dust? I got some uplifting news for you from Doctor's Implants. You know, life can throw some serious hurdles our way, and at Doctor's Implants, well, they meet patients every day facing the fallout of medical conditions causing their teeth to go south. But here's the scoop. At Doctor's Implants, they're on a mission to bring back your smile no matter what life's thrown your way. So if health-related dental problems have been holding you back, don't lose hope. Doctor's Implants is your ticket to a fresh start. You can check them out for yourself at doctorsimplants.com. And when you call them at 210-640-0000 and mention that I sent you, Joe Reinagel from the Blitz, that's your key to a complimentary consultation and CT scan. Don't let life challenges steal your smile. Call Doctor's Implants today. 210-640-0000.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the San Antonio Spurs are back from the Rodeo Road Trip, and they are on the hunt for their 12th win of the season. Will it come tonight against Oklahoma City? We'll get into it. Also, the NFL Combine rolls along. The Dallas Cowboys continue to make headlines. We have thoughts. You have breakfast. We start at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
At Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all, the collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the new Callaway AI Smoke Driver. The new AI Design Club has multiple sweet spots across the face, making it an average of 7 yards longer than the prior model. Visit us in store for a free custom fitting at your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Former pro football offensive tackle Mitch Schwartz knows for a guy, buying jewelry is a daunting task at most stores, but not if you go to Diamonds Direct.
It's very simple and very easy process for a guy to go in there and not be overwhelmed.
Mitch found Diamonds Direct and has been back many times buying jewelry for his wife, Brooke, and he's never felt any pressure.
They're going to educate you about what you're looking for, what the diamonds are, how the process works.
At Diamonds Direct, we respect both you and your budget.
I think everyone's kind of searching for value. You don't want to be taken advantage of, and Diamonds Direct is leading in that regard. You're going to feel really comfortable there. You're going to have a good time. You're going to find something that looks amazing and that you're going to get the best value for it.
So if you're worried about getting sweaty palms when you walk into a jewelry store, relax. Take Mitch's advice and enjoy the experience at Diamonds Direct.
We have definitely recommended Diamonds Direct to friends, other teammates. Everyone else who has been through there has had as awesome an experience as we have.
Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Get directions, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks. If you have downloaded the Prize Picks app and you're playing, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to those that think that there's something out of reach. If you want to play a game that your skill plays a role in, I want you to download Prize Picks because it's about more or less. It's not about winning and losing. Use your knowledge to pick out who is going to do the best and decide whether it's going to be more or less. A couple of clicks before you know it, you're playing the game, and it's all about the knowledge. Download Prize Picks. You'll see what I'm talking about. Basketball is in full swing. The tournament's just around the corner. There is no better way to apply your knowledge than Prize Picks. You know your guys. You know what they're capable of. Is it higher or lower? 2 or 3 clicks, more and more X's, more and more money. And if you download Prize Picks now and use the word Alamo in your promo code, there's $100 to play with. More or less, a couple of clicks, go do it. It's Prize Picks. Start play today. Thank me later.
Let our team keep your home running comfortable and worry-free. Call on Mr. Electric for all your electrical needs. 210-248-2026. Or get a hold of us online at MrElectric.com and enter your zip code.
License number TECL 34221.
Are you looking for a job where you can have a ton of fun and make great money? Then Twin Peaks is the team you need. They're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text work for TP to 85000 to apply. That's 85000 to apply. Twin Peaks!
It's Tony Pollard, and you're listening to the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, let's wear that thing out until he becomes a running back for another team. What we're doing here, it's the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Wemby Wednesday. The Spring Golf Classic, our station golf tournament, coming up March 25th out at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your team signed up, your foursome. We are running out of teams. SASportsStar.com. It does benefit the Will Smith Foundation, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. If you're watching on YouTube, you can hit the little box there with your phone, and it will, that QR code, take you right to the registration page and get signed up. Always a great time. Going out to the Golf Club of Texas. It's going to be great out there. They are doing a lot of work at that golf course. If it's been a while since you've been out there, they're not repairing their golf the cart pass. They're replacing them all. I mean, they're all going to be brand new. Maybe not all by the time our tournament is, but the amount of money that they have put into that golf course over the last couple of years and the amount of money committed upgrades is incredible. So our golf tournament, you know what? If you played, you know exactly what I'm saying. If you're one that deals with FOMO, you'll have it when you hear us talking about our golf tournament. sasportstar.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. That is absolutely free. So go to YouTube, San Antonio Sports Star, subscribe. If you're watching now, hit that thumbs up button because we get graded on that. I know I said we were going to talk Wemby, but let's not. Spurs lost last night, 1-8 on the road trip, because this is coming across Twitter as we speak, and it's a projection. But Spotrac, which is a website devoted to sports contracts, has a theory on what the Cowboys could do with Dak Prescott. Now, we're almost into March. Do I think a Cowboys deal with Dak gets done before the start of the new league year? I don't. I really don't. Last time, Dak's contract took over 2 years to get done, and Dak bet on himself and played on the tag twice.
Yep.
And then got his money. And Dak Prescott likes short contracts. Jerry Jones likes long contracts. So while everybody argues how bad of a deal that was, Jerry feels like he won that deal. He's talked about it with us here on the Blitz. Ultimately, he got the 6 years out of Dak Prescott. And yes, he paid tag money, but when you look at the totality of the money in Dak Prescott's bank account from that deal, it would have been similar, close to, as if he would have signed a 6-year deal. So Jerry feels like he won that deal. Dak feels like he won that deal. Problem is, you can't tag Dak this time around.
Can't do it.
And if Dak Prescott, who's 31 years old, wants another short deal, knowing Jerry likes longer contracts because you can spread out the bonuses for a longer period of time, if the Cowboys are intent on getting a deal done, it probably will be shorter. Now, this one might be too short. This almost sounds like somebody at Spotrac talked to Dak's agent and said, what are you guys doing? Well, we want 3 years. And again, if you're Dak, you want a 3-year deal because you get back to the negotiating table that much sooner. So while we're thinking this could be Dak's last big contract, Dak and his team might be looking at it as, we've got 2 more.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Seriously.
Well, they can live in that fantasy land if they want to.
I mean, in all seriousness, no. If he signs a short deal at 35, he will sign another contract. Whether it's with Dallas or somebody else, he's got another contract in him. If he signs a 5 or 6 year deal and he's 37, 38, maybe he doesn't. But at 35, he'll have another contract.
Not as big as this one, though. I mean, realistically. Yeah, I mean,
the price doesn't go down.
Well, yeah, but it does for a 35-year-old quarterback because, for example, Kirk Cousins, which I'm looking at right here, Spotrac, same thing. They're projecting what he might be able to get this year. He's 36 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking 3 years, $100 million, about $33 million a year.
Okay.
So that's what they're thinking. So yeah, realistically, you could think that would be somewhere in the neighborhood of Dak Prescott.
All right, but looking at the way salaries have jumped, you go, because Dak has 1 year left on his current deal with the Cowboys. So does this new contract, and this is why I think 3 years might make sense, because it won't kick in until at the end of this one. It's 3 new years on top of this final year of his contract. Or do they eliminate this final year with the new 3-year deal? Let's see, I don't think Dak would do that.
Well, according to this, they do, because it lessens the cap hit. It takes it down to $41 million. I'm just looking at Spotrac, and this is nothing that coming from the Cowboys or Dak Prescott. But if this happens, it takes that cap hit down to $41 million. The problem with it is that in 2025, his cap hit goes up to $83 million.
Well,
I mean, so you're solving the problem immediately, but just adding to it, because the next 2 years of this thing, his cap, next 3 years of this contract, if it plays out the way that they say, his cap hit is unreal.
Well, I mean, in looking at this, I think the 3 new years start in 2024, he's already on the books. So I think that's there.
But his base salaries, his salary would come down to $1.2 million.
Well, because they're going to take it all and make it a big ass bonus,
right?
Is what they're going to do. So, but it's 3 new years on top of the year that he already has. So, but and again, we're getting lost in some numbers here. But if you go 3 years, $180 million, which is about 60 a year, 119 guaranteed at signing. And then 169, they say practically guaranteed, whatever the hell that means. No tag, full no trade clause, 2028's a void year, and some money can get, dead cap money. Like Zeke still has some dead cap money. That's pretty typical. But I just wonder, these guys do contracts all the time. Is this kind of a framework deal? Does Jerry try to get this out of 4 years, but then you go 210? What I'm looking at is he's not necessarily resetting the quarterback market. This isn't saying, Joe Burrow, you got 275, so I need 285. This is and again, 2 hands on the steering wheel as I say this. This seems about as team friendly of a contract idea that I have seen that's also beneficial to the player, right? And that's what you've got to look for to where both sides feel like they win. This is team friendly in a way that it's only $180 million in total and 60 per year, because we're still looking at north of 60 per year.
Yeah.
But so do you want that over 5 years, fully guaranteed, or partially practically guaranteed, whatever the term you want to use, where he's resetting the market, or and getting the longer term deal? But all those numbers in that 60 range is what we're hearing. The question is Jerry going to be okay with a shorter contract? Because I look at this team, you're going to take care of CD, you're going to take care of Micah Parsons. We talk about the window, and in 3 more years, I mean, Dak's had enough time to have success in the playoffs, but you're also at a point where you don't have time to develop another guy. So if you're only doing basically a 3-year extension on top of what he has, so you're only locked into this guy for 4 more years, you could do exactly what Green Bay did. And all right, we're drafting a quarterback and we're going to groom this guy. And if you want to keep playing, enjoy the Jets, because at some point we're giving the keys to this guy who we drafted and we developed. And if that's the plan, I'd be
available. By the way, the Jets have said he can go out and try to find a trade.
Who the hell cares about Zach Wilson?
I'm just saying.
How is that a better option than what you have?
I knew that would light a fire there. Look, the problem is, and you just mentioned it, and I know the salary cap went up $30 million, but you said they're going to pay CD, they're going to pay Micah, they're going to pay Dak. I mean, they're going to have to do some salary cap gymnastics to put anybody else around this football team.
Mary Lou Retton in staff.
You got Mary Lou Retton what?
On staff.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. They got somebody that can do those gymnastics.
I got
I'm not worried about who.
Yeah.
I mean, they got somebody that's going to figure out the gymnastics. That's fine.
I think that Cowboys window is closed considerably. Well, I really do. If you're going to sign all of these guys and do this, then that window's closed. The Giants, you figure, getting better. Washington should be better. And Philly, who knows? But I just think that it was so disappointing from the outside looking in that the Cowboys had the opportunity they had with these guys on rookie deals, and I'm talking about CD and Micah, and they couldn't get it done. Best opportunity they've had in a long time to get it done, and it didn't happen. And I just think that window, with all the money they're going to have to pay to put people around, because Jason, they've got holes to fill.
They do.
They got a ton of holes to fill in that offensive line. You're talking linebacker, running back, all of that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff to fill. And I just think that, I will say it, and I'll say it now. If I'm proven wrong in the fall, so be it. But this team's not going to be as good this season as they were last.
It's funny because we said the same thing last year.
I don't think we did. Somebody said something about a historic defense.
Well, I thought they could have an historic defense, but we also said that with the first place schedule and expecting Philly and some of these other teams to be better, that they might have a team with a worse record. They still got to 12 wins. And I will 100% agree with you on the 28th day of February that this team as it stands right now, not as good as the one that got their ass kicked by Green Bay because of the holes that they have to fill. You got to sign these guys, and then you got to go shopping. What do they do in free agency? What do they do in the draft? And do those guys work out? So, yeah, does the window look like it's open right now as it was this year with that clear path seemingly in the NFC? I mean, yeah, it looks closer. It looks more closed. But at the same time, that doesn't mean they can make some moves this offseason and bring them up. I mean, last year they made the Gilmore move and the Cooks move, and those were good trades.
Sure.
Especially for the value. The production you ended up getting from Gilmore probably exceeded expectations, especially after the Diggs injury. Brandon Cooks, they finally figured out how to use late in the year. If they get rid of a Michael Gallup, and can they get something out of one of these other receivers? What running back do they get either in the draft or through free agency or whatever? So as we sit right now, yeah, they don't look as talented because there's a lot of holes that, bodies that they have to replace. But they are bodies that will get replaced. So until we know who's coming in for here, what they're going to do there, hard to say that the window is closed.
Well, I think it's certainly not as wide open as it was because everything fell into place. The Eagles collapse, all of that stuff. The number 2 seed playing 2 playoff games at home, wouldn't have to see San Francisco until the NFC Championship game, all of those things. Look, maybe that's the key for the Cowboys. Maybe if I can just continue to preach here and get you Cowboy fans to not think that you're going to win the Super Bowl every year and not have the expectations going into the season, maybe they'll exceed your expectations for a change.
It's possible, but we're still, in that cycle that you see every year since Facebook was invented, the Cowboys cycle. I mean, this might even go back to MySpace days. That there's the cycle. And right now, man, we suck. We're never going to win. And then, as the season, summer goes along, we're going to the Super Bowl. There's the flow chart pledge, but it just finds it so damn quickly.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
Where are we right now? I can't read that pledge.
After choking the playoffs, it goes back to season starts.
So you have to live with choking the playoffs for a while. There should be like a combine free agency period. Even though the Cowboys aren't historically players in the free agency period, that's typical. But we'll see what they do trade wise. I mean,
it's the Cowboy cycle. We get it. Right now, Cowboy fans are still down.
Yeah,
Cowboy fans are down.
But I think you're starting to climb back up. I can hear it because you were excited about this Dak contract.
Well,
you're excited about it. That gets you fired up. Dak's going to be back, and he's going to be $160 million richer.
I mean, the guy's already got generational wealth.
He does.
But I have always been pro player. Go get as much money as you possibly can.
I'm not mad at it.
All right. Well, you should take a team-friendly deal. Yeah. Your boss comes to you and says, hey, man, we're going to add some more responsibilities, but we need you to take a pay cut.
Were they adding more responsibility to Dak? Maybe just, hey, Dak, can you win a playoff game?
I mean, that's
in the contract.
That's an added responsibility. I would love for. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome? I mean, for all of you Dak sucks guys, Josh Jimenez, who tweets, "Man, this guy sucks." He was second in MVP voting. CeeDee Lamb sucks. He was a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year. These guys don't suck. They just suck in the playoffs. Right. And regular season awards. Wouldn't it be great, though, if Dak were to say, you know what, I'm going to a $10 million base salary, but if I win a Super Bowl, you got to give me $50 million. If I'm,
that would be nice.
That would be.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe the guy would show up in the postseason.
Well, he might
completely change playoff Prescott, because that is the biggest problem with this Dallas Cowboys team is 12 wins in a regular season. To do that 3 years in a row is difficult.
It is difficult.
And it tells you about the players you have, your staff, your culture. 36 wins in 3 years is difficult to do, but they suck in the playoffs. Why is that? At least they recognize it. Did you hear Stephen Jones yesterday talking at the combine? You know what they're looking for? We're thinking linebacker. We're thinking a tackle, maybe a center, depending on what they do with Biotish. Nah, dude, we got to find some guy that's got the mental capability to bring it in the postseason.
We've got, I think, a great team put together the last 3 years. Won a lot of football games, 36. Certainly where we have to improve is the postseason. Get the right kind of guys who step up and make big plays in the postseason. It's been a challenge in terms of our success there, and that's where we have to improve.
That's where we got to improve. Got to find guys that want to win in the playoffs.
How do you do that?
Well,
I mean, honestly, how do you do that?
Well, you hopefully find guys that are fired up because it's the playoffs and not just walking out there with a star in their helmet thinking when they're going to win the game.
I mean, but again, all the testing that they do, how do you find a guy that's got playoff makeup mentally? I don't know how you do it, but I appreciate Stephen Jones at least saying, dude, I questioned some of our, I took that. He didn't say it, but we got a lot of great regular season players. We got to find playoff performers.
Couldn't that be a shot at one Dak Prescott?
Could be a shot at Dak. It could be a shot at Micah. It could be a shot.
Well, he took a shot at Micah.
Well, he did, and we'll get into that coming up. But I mean, you look at it. CeeDee Lamb was a no-show. Everybody on that defense was a no-show.
Absolutely.
I mean,
who Todd Archer said was the best player in the field in that game?
Well, we already know.
Jake Ferguson.
Brandon Aubrey.
Definition make them boys go crazy.
I thought it was Brandon Aubrey.
No, Jake Ferguson.
Oh. There's no argument. There's no argument. Did you goad him into saying that?
Music stopped.
If you're watching on YouTube, I apologize. You had to see that.
Oh, man.
Was Stephen Jones taking a shot at Micah Parsons? We'll let you decide coming up next. Plus, in the next 30 minutes, we got tickets to go see Hosier coming to the Frost Bank Center. So stick around here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, your heater, if you still use it, although it's supposed to get cold again this week, there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are full service. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the heavy equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A+ ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness Program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
And paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners.
If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-823-1687. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-823-1687. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-823-1687. That's 800-823-1687. Again, 800-823-1687.
Due to phenomenal demand, the tour continues. Hosier presents the Unreal Unearthed Tour 2024. Live in San Antonio. Frost Bank Center, September 24th. With special guest, Allison Russell. Get tickets this Thursday at noon at Ticketmaster.com. The new album, Unreal Unearthed, is available everywhere. For more, visit Hosier.com.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson, and this is 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The UTSA Roadrunners making an investment, about $57 million investment into facilities and capital projects. That's good. It's going to be a new state-of-the-art volleyball and basketball training facility. Spurs, they're back, and they will be back in action tomorrow night, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hopefully they can snap that 5-game losing streak. They limped home from the Rodeo Road Trip with a record of 1-8.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Give me 5.
Day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
That might have been my best one. The fifth one, maybe 5 every time.
I thought the fifth one was kind of.
It was perfect. A little crack in the voice, but
I love that.
It was perfect.
I'm done.
The finish wasn't quite as strong.
Well, it happens. It happens.
I'm proud of you for going for 5.
I went for 5. Nice. I love hump day.
Next week, we doing the race for Stace?
Well, it depends. You see a theme here, though, Pledge, that Minix is trying to go for. So at the 2 o'clock hour, 2, 3 at 3, 4 at 4, 5 at 5.
Well, I'm actually greedy. You consistently do 3, and then you peter out when Pledge keeps pushing the button.
Hump day.
So at 4, we tried to get you to go to 4, and you just couldn't. You had this little break in there, like a smoke break or something. And at 5, you kind of knew it was coming. You were geared up. You were excited about the 5 o'clock hour, and you were able to get to 5.
Yeah.
Although the 5th one, you even though you proclaimed yourself as a blue ribbon on that 5th one, your voice cracked and you petered out at the end.
Well, a little bit, but I mean, boy, for those first 4 were solid.
They were.
I mean, I'm just saying
they were.
If you're expecting more than that, then that's your problem.
Well, I mean, the 5th time, man. I mean, you got to finish strong on number 5.
Yeah. Woof. I couldn't even do that when I was 18. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. Woo.
Stamina issues, huh?
Sure. It's a matter. We got a good 12 inches here so that we can play with.
What?
Yes.
Sometimes I hear some of these drops that Pledge will find. He'll hear something.
Yeah.
In his sick little brain, he finds it humorous and he pulls clips. And then he just randomly plays them, whether it kind of fits or not. And sometimes I just wonder where that came from. See, I don't think that Rob and RJ have that problem on the morning huddle.
Well, they're a little more. It's the morning time.
Well, but is it Pledge or it's Edwin? Because apparently you said something the early morning that I got a lot of texts about.
Really?
And I keep waiting to hear it somehow worked in to the conversation with the drop. And Pledge sometimes, and I'm not saying anything offensive, will drop stuff in whether it fits or not. So I keep waiting to hear.
Are you talking about my coffee comment?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that was taken out of context.
What do you mean that was taken out of context? Everything Pledge texts or drops is something that is taken out of context.
Well, Edwin was producing that day.
Yes.
And, Edwin is not a child like Pledge. So, I mean,
he's a grown-ass adult 20 years younger than Pledge.
Exactly. I just simply made the comment because RJ asked me if I'm a coffee drinker. And I said, yeah, I got a cup right here. And he goes, well, what do you put in there? You put cream? You put sugar? I said, no, I'm just a straight black guy. And so, there's some people on our YouTube channel and other places that,
You're kidding. Every black friend I have texted me.
Our children as well. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I also heard, Joe Reinagel, that you were bitching about Whataburger. Now, I cannot wait to bring this up. And RJ kind of spilled the beans a little bit this morning by bringing it up in front of you. But he told me this last night, and I could not wait to come in here and bust your for this. Because for those of you that don't know, on the 1604, Joe and I live an exit apart, and there is a Whataburger.
Perfect location, Whataburger. It's a good location.
It really is a good location for a Whataburger, but it's the worst Whataburger on planet Earth as far as getting your order right.
It's getting there, yes.
It's not getting there. It's been there for years. And I love Whataburger. I refuse to go to that location because they constantly get my order wrong. I've gone there and, order with no tomatoes. You get home and you got tomatoes. I, order French fries and I get home and there's onion rings. One time I ordered a burger and I got home with somebody else's patty melt. I just that Whataburger.
That's a bonus though.
Well, I mean, it might be, but it ain't what I ordered. And so now I'm pissed. And so is somebody else that thought they were getting a patty melt. Instead, they got a number 7 with cheese and no tomatoes that probably had tomatoes on it. Right.
And so, they were upset by that.
Well, sure. So I can't tell you if that Whataburger ever got it right. And probably 7, 8 in a row. And there is another Whataburger on Blanco. I'll go there.
Are they better?
Or I'll go somewhere. They don't mess up my order. That location, always wrong. Joe, I used defending that location.
I was. I go there quite often.
I mean, you're, the manager knows you, gives you gifts, and you're telling me how great this Whataburger is. And one time I ordered Whataburger. I ordered no tomato and I had a bun and a burger patty. There was no cheese on my cheeseburger, even though it was wrapped in yellow paper. And there were no mustard, no ketchup, no onion, no pickle, no lettuce, just plain and dry. What the hell is that?
Well,
I mean,
it's disappointing.
And again, you can only screw up the order so much, and I ain't going back.
Did you eat it?
And that's no. Well,
you ate.
Well, I was at home. I probably used my own fixings, but I was mad, right? But you've always defended that Whataburger.
I have, yes.
But I heard when you were filling in for Rob the other day that you took that Whataburger to town. You took it to church like a song coming up.
Yes, that's very true. I did. Well, here's the problem. Now, this wasn't the particular Whataburger that we're talking about. It was a different one because Sunday, Maggie and I are driving home from Fredericksburg. And we said, well, we'll get a Whataburger. Just go home, right? So
you eat it in the car? Or
No, I take it home.
Yeah.
I had it. But see, I don't ever want to be that guy that sits there for an extra 5 minutes going through his bag, making sure everything's there. I'm just a trustworthy guy.
Okay.
Right. So I trust the folks in there that are making the stuff. So
Problem one.
I order a number 4, nice cheeseburger with jalapenos. The meal, by the way.
So the meal comes with fries and a drink.
Of course.
Okay.
So I get home. There's no fries.
Okay.
No fries.
No fries at all?
No. So, no. Maggie likes the child's chicken strips with gravy.
Yes. Kids meal.
Uh-huh. No gravy, no fries.
Chicken?
There was chicken.
All right.
Yeah, the chicken there. But, I mean, you eat a cheeseburger without fries, that's a problem.
It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. They go together. So, my complaint about the Whataburger you're talking about.
Well, wait a minute. So, you stopped at a Whataburger.
This was a different Whataburger.
That's farther from your house?
A little bit farther, yeah.
Because the other one screws up your order and you knew it. So you'd rather have those fries travel a little bit longer, which is always a bad thing for fries.
Well, this was just convenient because it was on the way.
All right.
And the other one I would have had to gone up and, done some gymnastics.
Literally like a minute longer.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to do that.
Okay.
So
because you knew that location sucks and they're going to screw up your order.
Well, I'm getting to that point.
Oh, because
it wasn't that long ago. I go get breakfast there. Sausage, egg, biscuit. Get home. No sausage. Just an egg. The egg disc.
On a biscuit?
The disc egg that they have. Yeah, that was it.
No cheese?
No.
No sausage.
Well, I didn't want cheese, so I didn't order cheese. But there was no sausage.
Well, the sausage comes with the cheese.
Receipt. I look on the receipt. Sausage, egg, biscuit.
Yeah.
Boom. So anyway.
But because you ordered it without cheese, you confused the guy back there putting the sandwich together.
Here's what I'm really bitter about.
Here we go.
Because if you look on the receipt, there's a little QR code.
Yeah.
You hit that with your camera. Tell us about your experience.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Yeah. Oh.
Crickets. Haven't heard a word. Nothing. I mean, I'm expecting.
It goes to an email. Nobody checks.
Well, maybe it's in the trash part, but whatever you call that. But I'm thinking at least that we're sorry. Won't happen again.
I've gotten those letters.
Whatever.
We'll do our best.
So that's what really irritates me about that. But yeah, so I'm going to have, and I sit here and defend Whataburger against that horrible In-N-Out stuff. And still this happens. Now, I don't know. Maybe In-N-Out messes up orders too, although they have about 2 things on the menu. So they can't really screw those up.
I mean, they do what they do well. I mean, and it's not just Whataburger. One of the more frustrating moments that I have had in a drive-through window in the recent couple of months is a P. Terry's burger.
Yeah. You were frustrated by P. Terry?
I was.
Uh-huh.
My hamburger had no hamburger.
It was just a bun.
It was the buns that were all made up. There was no burger in there.
What the hell is going on?
I mean, look, I know a lot of places, they're struggling to find employees, what they have, but I mean, Burger King, I think you still get it your way. Everybody else, you get it their way.
Apparently.
I mean, you can order something, but it's up to you. Now, no fries in the bag. You got to look in the bag and see if there's fries, but you can't unwrap everything to check to see no tomatoes.
But a lot of people do.
If there's a sticker on that says no tomato and it's yellow, I expect cheese and no tomato. And when you open it up and you got tomato, now I'm pissed.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I'm in the drive-thru, I'm going home. But to look in your bag to see no fries, I mean, it shouldn't happen. What I'm more pissed off about, Joe Reinagle, is my problem with that Whataburger, and you defend that Whataburger like it's your little sister.
Well, not anymore. I won't.
But you bitch about things almost every day. Not almost. Every day you got something, right?
Yes.
But on this particular topic, because you've defended that Whataburger so much, you have never brought this up to me. You have never said, you know what, that Whataburger, they were always right with me until now. Now I know why you don't go there. You go somewhere farther. You bring it up with RJ Ochoa while I'm out of town. But no, of that one, that particular location, which I'll drive further to go to a Whataburger that will get it right. You didn't bring that one up.
I didn't bring that up, no. But, I just like an apology, Whataburger.
Get off my lawn.
Well, okay, yes. Get off my lawn, Whataburger, and give me an apology.
And I love Whataburger.
I do too. I don't need.
But I won't go to that location.
I don't need it. Well, no, it's just so convenient to
well,
my
not
house.
If it's wrong. Not if it's wrong.
Well, I'm gonna be that dude that sits in the line and holds it up for the next 5 minutes, checking everything.
You say that now, I know you too well.
No, I'm going to.
You're
I'm going to
not.
be that guy.
Just be the guy that walks in then. Get out of the drive-thru. Don't be lazy. Get in, walk in, and then check your bag before you walk out.
So it's just at the counter right in front of them. So I can just chastise them right there.
I mean,
where the hell are my fries?
Well, I mean, they don't give it to you at the counter. You order, and then you stand over yonder, and they got a chair there, and then when they bring it to you, that table that's right there, you can go through your stuff there, which you see a lot of people doing. And they say, "Excuse me, you forgot my fries." You could do that.
I mean, that's just so elementary, though. I mean, isn't it? Fries. I ordered fries with a burger. They go hand in hand.
All of it's elementary, my friend. Jeez. I mean, it's the order. It's on the receipt. They got it right. Drives me nuts is when you order through the app. So it's readier, faster when you get there. And that's wrong, too.
I don't know what the hell we're going to do. I really don't.
Well,
I mean, if Pete Terry's is screwing up and Whataburger's screwing up, and I'm damn sure not going to In-N-Out Burger. I don't know where the hell I'm going to go. I don't even know where the hell an In-N-Out Burger is.
Well, there's one right over here by the radio station on Walsham.
I'm not going there. I refuse to go to In-N-Out Burger.
So my question is, you went to go get a sausage biscuit when the best taco place is right down the street?
Well, I mean, it was quick. And I can eat that driving. The tacos I can't. Because I get...
I got you.
I get carne asada from that taco place, so that'd be a messy thing. Carne asada, dude, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Just saying.
So you're not a bacon and egg guy, are you? Tell
Bacon,
me you're not a bacon egg.
Strip bacon?
Jeez.
Absolutely.
Live a little minix.
Ben says, and this works for you, Joe, not me. You can get a senior price of over 55 at Whataburger. But you have to ask for it.
Thanks, Ben. Does that come with fries or not?
Well, at that point, I imagine it does.
Well, I mean, look,
I worry about your teeth.
I'm okay to be paying full price as long as I get what I order. I'm okay with that. What's the senior discount? 10 cents?
I don't know. I mean,
now I know Ben's probably happy with that. I know Ben.
Well, I mean, I know you too. You'd be happy saving $1 too.
$1? You think
or
it's $1?
More? I don't know. It's more than 10 cents. Got to be a percentage, right?
Well, I'm going to check it out. Then.
Although, based on all the comments on YouTube, don't do the QR code. You got to call.
I know. See,
you got to call.
Now, see, I'm not that angry. I should have called right then and there.
This is Joe Reinagle. Do you know who I am?
That's right. Get off my lawn. A straight black guy.
Right.
That's right.
Hold on. Can't play it while we're talking, Pledge.
I'm just a straight black guy. Marcus Floyd says you're not even close.
To straight?
to black.
Wow.
I don't know how to put up with that guy for 18 years, you know?
I think it's the other way around, that question.
Oh, yeah, he says, I've always been envious of the greatness of a straight black guy.
Fred says, call in as an irritated camel.
Hump day? Yeah, maybe I will.
That is also. Oh, never mind. Could have been funny. Pay attention. We've got tickets to give away to go see Hosier.
Hosier. Take me to church.
It's the one song Joe knows.
That's the only one I know. You're right.
The only clip that he knows. His Pledge has been playing.
Well, that's a great song, though. I've heard that song a lot.
That is a great song.
It's
going to be a great show. We're going to play Name That Tune for your chance to win those tickets coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing over on San Pedro. You need T-shirts screen printed for your employees for an event coming up, go see Sam. He'll get you taken care of. You need uniforms done. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. If you need caps, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. You need that logo on a nice dress shirt, a golf shirt, a fishing shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. So call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas, with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A four-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of four can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill, 11880 U.S. Highway 90, just 10 minutes from the Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You want to know the difference between Steve Allison and Mark LaHood? Steve Allison defends kids. Mark LaHood defends violent criminals. Steve Allison banned drag shows for children. LaHood brags on his own law website about getting sex offenders off the hook. Steve Allison is a lifelong conservative. LaHood voted for liberal Democrats, including Joe Biden, all the way up until 2022. Steve designated Mexican drug cartels as terrorists. LaHood chooses to defend Mexican drug traffickers, putting them back on the streets. Steve Allison empowered police to arrest and deport illegal immigrants. Mark LaHood defended a violent criminal who was caught trying to murder a Border Patrol agent. The NRA, San Antonio Police Officers Association, and the Bexar County Deputy Sheriffs all endorsed Steve Allison. LaHood's campaign is paid for by neo-Nazi affiliates and criminals he's gotten off the hook. Steve Allison is honest and decent. Everything LaHood says about Steve is false. Every word. Now you know the difference.
Political ad paid for by the Steve Allison campaign.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com. Sponsored by Empower Personal Wealth.
O'Reilly.
You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on Carol. She's more focused on hitting a high note than the car in front of her. Why pay a rate based on anyone else? Get one based on you with DriveWise from Allstate.
Not available in Alaska or California, subject to terms and conditions. Rates are determined by several factors, which vary by state. In some states, participation in DriveWise allows Allstate to use your driving data for purposes of rating. While in some states, your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Generally, safer drivers will save with DriveWise. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Tonight at 7, it's the Aggies in South Carolina on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Boy,
Boy, Aggies need to get a win. Texas and Texas Tech had a hell of a game last night. We'll talk about it coming up. You're on the Blitz. He's Joe. I'm Jason, and you need to dial up 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to win tickets to go see Hosier at the Frost Bank Center September 24th with special guest Allison Russell. Tickets are available at livenation.com. 210-656-3776.
Grammy winner, by the way, Allison Russell.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Saying 4 times.
Pop artist.
Pop artist, yes. Yeah. She's from Canada.
From Canada.
How about that?
And Hosier's from Ireland.
Is that right?
That is right. He was actually born on St. Patrick's Day, 1990.
Wow. How about that?
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you want tickets to that show, are we going to do a contest or just random caller?
Let's start with a contest.
All right. Well, Pledge has to answer the phone and get some people on if we're going to do a contest.
Well, I'm looking at
all the lines are ringing.
I'm looking at this, and well, of course they are. It's Hosier.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. So Pledge is lining up calls. While Pledge is doing that, I'll remind you to upload any photos of your grilling if you've done some grilling recently to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page. Your chance to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market, because we will judge meat on Thursday, as we do every Thursday, and give away that gift card. So make sure that when you post those photos on Instagram and on Facebook and wherever else you post, that you upload them to sasportstar.com.
Yeah, you have to do that, or you can't win.
You can't win if you don't enter.
You got to enter.
And it's a contest on our website, so you can't enter on Facebook. You can't enter any other way except for uploading those photos to sasportstar.com.
I'm just curious, before we go to the calls here, the report card came out, and I'm just wondering if you had kids young enough for daycare, would you expect Alpha Media maybe to have a daycare center here, or San Antonio Sports Star?
What?
I'm asking the question. Have daycare on site?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just saying this. The LA Chargers do, but they charge $75 per kid
a day.
Yes,
I'm sure. I mean, seems about right.
Does it?
I mean, yeah.
I think that's a little. Well, players are not happy about it.
Well, I mean, if you're bringing your kids to work,
daycare is not convenient for the families to use, and that the team charges players, unlike most of the teams in the NFL.
So other teams offer free daycare?
Apparently.
I mean, I think $75 a day is fair. We offer it. It ain't cheap. We'd rather you take your kids somewhere else.
Exactly. Don't bring them here.
Don't bring them here. All right, let's give away these tickets. 210-656-3776. Thomas, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
I'm trying to get those Hosier tickets.
Are you a big fan?
I am.
Are you a big fan? Pledge, are we going to play Name That Tune, or are we going to do trivia? I don't know. I don't know what that means. You just shrug your shoulders. All right, name that tune. All right. Pledge is going to play a song for you. You got to name that tune.
It's a lot of pressure.
All right. Do you know that song?
I know the song, but I don't know the name.
How do you not know the name? You said you were a fan.
Well, now,
the work song?
Well, it's because you're looking at Google and his popular songs, aren't you?
I am not. I'm driving.
Well, you can look at your phone and drive.
No, you can't.
You're not supposed to, but you do. We all do. Thomas, congrats, man. We're going to hook you with those tickets. You've already won them. So honestly, you looked it up or somebody in your car told you?
You can be honest. You won them.
I promise you, I knew it.
You don't sound like you knew it. You really don't. The confidence just isn't there. And except you looked and guessed right, which is fine. If you did, you've already won.
I appreciate it. It was the nervousness of talking with the San Antonio sports legends, Jason and Joe.
Yeah, that's it.
You're sucking up after you've already won, which we appreciate.
Yeah, sucking up is okay.
Absolutely. All right, Thomas, hang on. Pledge has to get some info from you. Hannah, you're on the Blitz.
I was just trying to get the Hosier tickets.
Now, are you Are you listening, or did somebody hand you the phone and say, "Hey, you've got a chance to
No,
win these tickets"?
I listened to y'all. I texted my boyfriend on the way home and said, "Are you trying to win these Hozier tickets today?" So
is that Jason Minnick?
Oh wow!
So seriously,
he got me to start listening to y'all, and I just wanted to win the Hozier tickets today.
So how long have you been listening?
I've been listening for the last 9 months, and I used to listen to music to and from work, but I only listen to the morning huddle, as Joe Reinagle would say, the morning cuddle, and listen to the afternoon blitz, and it is the best part of my day.
Well, that is awesome.
That really is.
I know you can continue sucking up. So you guys are big. You guys, how long have you been dating?
A year and 3 months.
A year and 3 months. And he makes you listen to sports radio every day.
He got me to start doing it when his car was in the shop and I drove him to work a couple times, and now I listen to y'all every day on the way home.
Really?
Yeah.
Even when he's not in the car?
Even when he's not in the car.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty awesome.
I think it's awesome too.
All right. Are you ready to name the song to try to win a pair of tickets?
Okay, we'll try. I knew the last one, so hopefully we know this one.
Hopefully you know this one. Are you looking at your phone? Are you cheating?
No, we are not cheating.
I mean, it's the honor system here.
Oh.
I'm driving home right now.
Yep.
So.
Well, and she's on her phone, and there's probably 2 phones at least, and maybe an iPad in the car.
Yeah, but how the hell can you do that by looking at your phone?
There's a phone in my pocket, but I don't text and drive because that is wrong.
That is wrong.
That is wrong.
That is wrong. All right, Pledge, go ahead.
Officer.
All right, what song is that?
That's their song?
What song is that? Pledge, cut it off, man. Name that tune doesn't go for 3 minutes.
No, we couldn't hear it. I think it's something to do. Is it Francesca?
No.
It's not?
Pledge is telling me it's not. I have no idea either.
I didn't know they sang that song.
You've never heard that song anyway.
I have heard that song. I didn't know it was them. It goes dun, dun. Yeah, I've heard that song.
Hannah, we appreciate you listening.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sad that she lost.
But keep listening.
I know.
Try
you
again.
just ruined a great day night for us. So
it would have been.
Okay.
Well,
a good thing is we give a lot of stuff away here, so your opportunity for a great date night is still out there.
Keep listening.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Appreciate you guys. Hey, Kim, you're on the Blitz.
Really?
Hi.
Kim.
How are you?
We're good,
Yes,
Kim. How are you?
Doing good. Trying to win these tickets.
Trying to win these tickets. Now, this back-to-back lady calls, which, you know.
I love it.
And again, a lot of times, they say, for sports talk radio that the female listeners are stuck in a car with a guy that won't let them change the station. And see, I don't buy that, right?
Well, sometimes that's the case, but I'll be honest, my husband is an avid listener and he loves y'all, and he told me to call and try to win tickets.
So you have no idea about this show or what we do you?
I do. I've been in the car with him plenty of times listening, yes.
How many times have you made him change the station while you were in the car?
Plenty.
Well, only when Jason says something stupid, though, right? I mean, that's when you change it.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. All right. So you want to try to win tickets to go see Hozier on September 24th. Yeah. Now, how big of a fan are you of Hozier?
Pretty big.
Do you know where he's from?
I do not.
Do you know what his birthday is?
No.
I literally just said it like 3 minutes ago on the radio.
I know you did. My daughter was getting in the car.
You can say your retention isn't that great, and I'd be fair with that.
Well, that's true.
You weren't listening intently, were you?
No.
Right. But you're a big fan.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to name that tune. You ready?
Movement.
Whoa.
Well, see, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Her first answer is incorrect.
Yeah, but she got it right away.
Man.
She got it right away.
I mean, she said moment. So I kind of feel like she's looking at a song list and misread movement.
She didn't want to say movement on the radio.
Well, I mean,
in the afternoon.
I mean, Could you imagine being a DJ having to play this? Time for movement.
Because I got to go have a movement. It's a long song.
Segments turn into a movement.
Give her the tickets.
Yeah, come on.
That was awesome. You got to start listening, though, and not changing the channel.
Okay, I'll work on that.
You promise?
Yeah.
All right.
You promise?
I do.
You wouldn't lie to us, would you?
No, I've been really getting into sports more, so I'll do it.
All right, so since you wouldn't lie to us, you were looking at a song list and just said you misread movement and said moment, right?
Right.
As long as you're honest. I mean, you won the tickets. Just be honest. You had no idea. It was a lucky guess.
Yes.
Good. See? Good.
Don't change the station ever again. That's our deal.
Okay.
That's between us, right?
Right.
All right. You're going to send us a photo of your preset, and 94.1 is every one of your presets in your car, not his.
Okay.
All right. Do that. Tweet it at Joe Reinagel 210 at Jason Minix and pledge to get some info from you. You're going to the show.
Hope all your movements are good ones.
Thank you so much.
You can't say that to a lady. What's wrong with you, Reinagel? What is wrong with you?
Wait a minute.
I mean, it's true.
Now, wait a second.
It's true.
How do you know that's what I meant? Hey, she might be a dancer. I hope all her dance movements are great.
You weren't talking about that.
I might have been.
I mean, you're 5 sometimes. I mean, you hear movement and you think poop jokes.
I do. It's awesome. Yes.
Kim's a listener for life.
Yes.
Or at least the next 3 minutes.
Well, as soon as she hangs up with Pledge, that bam, it's gone.
Wipe us off our radio dial.
Exactly. Are these dry or wet?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was a little descriptive.
Well, just thinking about.
I'm just letting you step in it now.
I'm just thinking about my own on my bend. Just thinking about my own.
Don't trust it, man.
Well, no, I do. Trust me, I don't.
You're worried about if it's wet or not. Don't trust it.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about either a dry wipe or a wet one.
That should not be a surprise. That should be part of the planning.
Well, it is, but I mean, what do you prefer? That's what I'm saying.
That's not what you asked. You were like, you're questioning, is this going to be? And if you're questioning, then I'm thinking it's...
Well, technically, most of them are wet. I mean, right? I mean, technically. And if they're not, it's going to hurt like hell.
Well, depends on how much coffee you've had.
Woo.
There's movement.
There is.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Boy, this show's gone to the toilet.
You got any floaters?
We might have some floaters. I need a floater. Oh.
Thank you, Kim.
Yes.
Thank you, Hannah.
Yes. Thank y'all for listening. Hannah, you hang in there. There'll be more tickets.
Yep. So eventually, we're going to talk about what the Spurs did last night.
I didn't know that Hosier sang with, because there was a country girl that sang that other song, The Bones
Mary
Are Good.
Morse.
Yeah. I didn't know they were on that song.
The artists get together and make a hit?
Oh, they do, but I mean, I had no idea that Hosier was there.
I mean, you don't know much about music, so that's not a surprise to anybody.
Well, that's a good song because it's like when the bones are good, the rest don't matter.
There you go.
That's it.
You know, Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow did a song one time.
They did, but now Sheryl Crow hates Kid Rock, so they'll never do that again.
No, but they did it once.
It's a great song, too.
I like it when big-time artists collab together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Collab. Is that what they say in the biz?
That's what they say in the biz, I think. I think. Spurs wrap up the Rodeo Road Trip last night. They got their butts kicked by Minnesota. We're talking about it next here on the Blitz on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star, 11 wins on the year. Wemby's been exciting, the Spurs not. But if you want to add excitement to watching the silver and black, Make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app or go sign up at underdogfantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money. It is legal in Texas, and it's a ton of fun to play. You test your skill. You pick for a Pick'em entry, pick between 2 and 5 players from at least 2 different teams. And all you have to do is select whether you think they will be higher or lower on predicted stats. And if your picks hit, you could win up to 100 times your money. UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit $100, you're playing with $200. Plus, you'll get a mystery special pick for your first Pick'em entry. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to underdogfantasy.com. Just make sure when you sign up, you use my promo code STAR.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the San Antonio Spurs are back from the Rodeo Road Trip, and they are on the hunt for their 12th win of the season. Will it come tonight against Oklahoma City? We'll get into it. Also, the NFL Combine rolls along. The Dallas Cowboys continue to make headlines. We have thoughts. You have breakfast. We start at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm here with my brother, Jason, a practicing attorney in San Antonio for 30 years. Jason, what does that mean?
What it means is I've been representing people and families here in San Antonio injured in auto, truck, motorcycle collisions, serious injury, death accidents, taking those families and helping them through some of the worst times of their life. I've been practicing law in San Antonio for so long. I remember when the Cowboys were champions.
Seriously.
And a great staff that handles kind of the blocking and tackling of what it takes to represent clients. There are so many phone calls that need to be made, so many connections you have to have between insurance companies, physicians, opposing lawyers, relationships that you build over 30 years with adjusters, with insurance companies, with defense attorneys, with local judges. When I represent a client, they know that I'm lending my name, my reputation built on 30 years of experience to that client to get them justice.
It's Jason Thompson, alawyerforus.com. Call him at 210-900-0400, alawyerforus.com.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 3 or more A.O. Smith water heaters. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us for the materials you need. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at lowes.com/credit for details. U.S. only.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
Dave Ramsey here from my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm here with my brother, Jason Thompson, alawyerforus.com.
I'm a lawyer for you. I've helped you.
Yes, he has, and many others here in San Antonio. And that's why I'm so glad I get a chance to talk to you today about what happens when you get into an accident.
It's overwhelming for everybody involved. you have this paralysis of what to do next, who to talk to, how do you get medical care, or you're in the hospital and who's going to pay for this? It's this swirl of anxiety. And many times it's even worse than the injury itself. You have to help people through that situation. And I tell every client the same thing. Don't worry. I've got this. I will take care of this. Just worry about your family. Just worry about getting healthy. If I can do that for you and maximize your recovery, you stay in business, you keep clients. And for 30 years, I've kept every client I've ever had. I don't lose clients. I represent their family and friends because that's how seriously I take my job.
A lawyerforus.com. You can find him at 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Our golf tournament coming up March 25th out at the Golf Club of Texas. Make sure you get signed up at sasportstar.com. Brought to you by Flight by Yingling, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. UTSA with a big announcement today, $57 million for some facilities. Well, we're going to have Lisa Campos, the UTSA athletic director, on the Blitz tomorrow at 3:35 to talk about everything going on there at UTSA.
Glad to see that UTSA is upgrading the facilities out there and finding the money wherever they're finding that from. And
well,
be interesting to talk to Lisa about that.
My problem is, and we'll talk about it with her tomorrow, this is practice facilities. This isn't a new convocation center, right? And that's what they need, right? I'll assume that Lisa is soon going to be interviewing for a new basketball coach.
That could happen too, yeah.
And so I would imagine any new basketball coach is going to walk into the convocation center and say, what the hell is this? It was fine in the Southland. Actually, it wasn't even fine in the Southland. They're in the American now. I don't know. Lisa Campos tomorrow at 3:35 here on the Blitz.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Spurs last night just flat got their ass kicked by Minnesota.
They did.
They've been playing better basketball. They really have been, even though they haven't been winning games. But last night looked like 3 steps back. It looked like November Spurs basketball. The amount of turnovers. In fact, Wemby got put in timeout for a while. I know a lot of people are saying he was benched. No, benching, you sit down and you don't come back.
Yeah.
He was pulled. He got put in timeout, and then he was allowed to play. And he played a lot, played 34 minutes last night. And for the most part, played pretty well. Jeremy, who sucks since he won a damn trophy at the All-Star break, he got benched too.
Well, yeah, and then it was Keldon Johnson the game before that who got benched. He only played 4 minutes, and he was out. And, people ask, why now? Why are you doing this? They're holding guys accountable. And when it happened to Keldon Johnson, I really thought that because he has been making the same mistakes over and over and over again, and I just wonder if that's a message to him that you're not long for the San Antonio Spurs. Is resembling the Greg Popovich that we all know and love from the dynasty days.
Holding guys accountable. And Wemby said afterwards, when he was asked about being benched,
that we're being held accountable for our mistakes, and this is the only way to get better. And we have to make those mistakes to get better. But it's, the quicker the better.
Yeah, the quicker the better. But I would have appreciated that response in November, in December. We're at the end of February. We're damn near March. Why are we just now holding guys accountable? We only learn. How did he phrase it? Eloquent for a 19-year-old. They're only going to get
20
euro. That's right. He did have a birthday.
He's got a birthday.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they can only learn by making the mistakes, getting punished for it, realizing their mistakes, why are we this deep into the season before that is happening? Because what he said is right.
It's $1 million question.
In November.
Well, maybe not November, okay? I'll give him a break. November, December, okay, but then come January, you're still making the same mistakes. over and over and over again, that's the time. And we've talked about it, and it's driving me crazy that Greg Popovich seems to be this, mellow grandpa who just, yay, let's go get some candy or ice cream, and everything's dandy, no matter what these guys do.
Well, what I appreciate from Pop right now is, I guess, even he is sick of seeing the same old crap. And
thank you. It's about time.
And while they're not winning games, and kind of like the Sacramento game, and I'm not a moral victory guy, but they played well and they lost. That's going to happen in the NBA. It's one thing when, and it's not like this team is full of great shooters. They're missing shots, but it's the sloppy play, the careless basketball that Pop just isn't seeming to tolerate right now. His post-game press conference, all 29 seconds with no questions.
Well, you can't win games when you give up 30 points off turnovers. That's the bottom line. And every time we've done that this year, we've gotten our butts kicked. So that happened again tonight. Everything else is pretty irrelevant. Last game, we gave up 34 points off turnovers. So that's the deal.
And I guess the ability for Pop, if you're going out there and you're doing things right and we don't win, okay, we can live with that because we're going to get better. And as a fan, I can live with that. Sloppiness, you don't care. You're not taking care of the basketball. You're making the same mistakes over and over and over again. I guess Pop is at that point.
And he should be frustrated. And that's the thing. Because, look, if you're Greg Popovich and anybody's watching your team and they're continually making the same mistakes now that they did back in November and December, I mean, that reflects on you, doesn't it? Or, well, in a lot of ways. Number one, you're not getting through to them coaching-wise if they're still turning the ball over, sloppiness. Last night, look, was an ass whooping. All right, I know the Spurs came back in the fourth quarter and made it look respectable, but it was over. I mean, Minnesota was up by 18 going to that fourth quarter, so it wasn't near as close as the final score indicated. So, I mean, that reflects on Pop. And if you're Greg Popovich and you are a Hall of Famer and a championship coach, arguably the best coach that's ever done it in the NBA, and you're seeing guys like this that aren't learning and aren't listening and still making the same mistakes, that's got to be frustrating as hell.
Well, yeah. And I saw on one of the YouTube comments, and you can always comment on YouTube or tweet at Joe Reinagle 210, tweet at Jason Minix. Dial up 656-3776. Fred said last night was last night of Rodeo Road Trip, and it looked like players knew it was the last game of a long stretch. No, no. And I say no, and that's an unacceptable answer. That's an unacceptable reason to play as sloppily as they did, because they just had so much time off for the All-Star break.
Yep.
That the Rodeo Road Trip gets broken up by the All-Star break.
Does.
So if this were the game right before the break, the quote-unquote getaway game, I mean, even Doc Rivers said about his Bucks, some of us were here and some were in Cabo. I would say, yeah, there was probably some of that. But would they come back and have 3 after the All-Star break? It's a 3-game road trip. Yeah. Those guys should be well rested. Not, oh man, we've been gone for so long, can't wait to get home. That excuse is completely unacceptable. And you as a fan, especially Fred, you're a well-informed fan. That's BS to say it was the last game of the Rodeo Road Trip and they knew it this long stretch. No, the stretch gets broken up. It's not like they had 9 games in a row and hadn't been home. They all had clean laundry.
I just don't like the I'm tired thing anyway. Look, every NBA team has to go through the same thing. All right, they all have a tough schedule. They all play 3 games in 4 nights. And as we've heard many times, this is the youngest team in the NBA. All right, it's not like they have a bunch of old guys. They shouldn't be tired. They shouldn't be. And that is a lame excuse. And Fred saying he didn't say he was in agreement.
Well, I mean,
guys don't lie, and you could maybe see some of that. But again, who does that reflect on?
Well, that's to me the players, to a degree the coach. But honestly, I didn't see it that way at all. Watching that game last night,
I just saw them getting their butts handed to them.
Yeah, and by a better basketball team that I don't know lost to this crap basketball team here in San Antonio once, and a team that showed up not taking the Spurs for granted because they'd lost to them. So I didn't see them playing like a team that was just trying to get to the airplane to get home because they've been gone for a long time. I didn't see that. If your eyes did, Fred, go for it, man. But that's not what I saw. I just saw a bad basketball team that was making mistakes, got down quickly, and knew they were going to lose and quit trying.
And then
now, fourth quarter, they seemed to play again, and they made it somewhat respectable. But
that's,
most of the second, most of the third, they were going through the motions because they knew they were getting their ass kicked.
Minnesota had the game won. And so they took their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter. I mean, let's be real about it. That's what happened. And so it could have been a lot worse. Minnesota could have made that final score whatever they wanted it to be. And keep in mind, Minnesota didn't have one of their best players. Karl Anthony Towns did not play in that game, and Rudy Gobert is coming off an ankle injury. So all of those things, and it's just
makes it sound worse, Joe.
Well, it is. It's horrible, and it's horrible to watch. And I can't wait for the season to be over, quite frankly, because I'm looking forward to seeing what this Spurs franchise does moving forward. And I really hope that it is something that we can all get behind.
100% agreement there. Great way to end the show.
Yeah.
Great way to end the show. Make sure you wake up with the morning huddle tomorrow and cuddle with Joe Reinager and RJ Ochoa. They're going to be up bright and early. Well, it actually won't be bright when you wake up.
It'll be dark and early.
It's like your coffee.
Yes.
And then Rob is scheduled to be back on Friday.
That's the plan.
Let's hope that plan comes together.
Yeah, and if he's not, then you'll cuddle with Minix on Friday.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Disturbed in Austin on Thursday night.
Oh,
waking up Friday morning.
Well, then you can always do tomorrow morning then, and then if there's something that happens on Friday.
I'm going to Disturbed tomorrow night. My day ain't going to start at 4 a.m. I'm just saying.
You better give Rob a call.
No. Saw him this morning. He's doing okay.
He is. He's doing okay.
He's as well as can be expected through this.
Yes.
But he will be back on Friday. Or RJ, who was solo this morning? He'll be solo Friday. Just saying. Extra innings with Pledge coming up next here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6.